Welcome back to another round of Spudventures. This week we are back with the Renegades of Riverhop, our root quick start mini campaign, session 3, and what should be the last. So for that, I hand it over to our co-GMs, Winged Cat and GreatDinn.
Hey there. So, as we may recall, last time, part of the party was being taken at sword point to the leader of the Woodland Alliance, and the rest was being taken escorted by someone with concerns.
And also a large sword.
And a large sword, too, but concerns will remain motivation.
She's not pointing it at any of you, though, so I think that's probably an improvement over Mint's situation.
Indeed.
Mint has two swords pointed at him.
I'm not doing it. Also, hi, I'm Newbiespud. I'm playing as Mint, the squirrel Vagrant.
I am playing as Stralden, a peacock arbiter.
I'm
Who
Azure
are you?
playing as... No.
Yeah, that's the Stratavarian.
Yeah. I'm Azure playing as now the black cat Scoundrel.
And I'm Dread, playing as Gustav, the otter tinkerer.
We did it. We actually introduced everybody. Hooray.
Hooray! Sorry, forgot to do that.
That's
Usually
fine.
better.
I keep forgetting about it, too, so...
Yes, and this is Wingcat, one of the GMs.
I'm GreatDinn, the other GM. I make voices. Wingcat does everything else.
It's just the world.
It's just the world, no big deal.
I'm only God.
And speaking of the world, so Mint arrives at the warehouse at the Woodland Alliance headquarters just before the rest of the party. From the outside, it is just another one of these warehouses on the Erie side of the river. It's near the bridge, though. Told nondescript, you wouldn't think it anything other than just a bland industrial thing. Inside, no, this is definitely Woodland Alliance headquarters for the area. You can see what looks like a tattered banner with the Woodland Alliance logo on the red and green. There is an actual throne on which sits a red fox with guards, and there's a few guys training with what looks like armor, scavenged but functional armory. They are not making too much noise as the four of you are brought 1 and 3 before this fox.
This fox, having been introduced, they said his name at one point. I've forgotten it.
Alex.
Ah,
And you're not sure if this is a male or female fox.
don't really care.
Yeah, they're a bit ambiguous.
And I say, I get it now. It would be kind of awkward if both sides agree to just peacefully occupy the place where your headquarters is, huh?
Yes, I think it would be a bit difficult for all of us.
All that phooey about, starting a war to ultimately secure independence for the clearing. Nah, it's just that, hey, location's starting to get worse.
Oh, no, that is also 100% something we are intending. It's just that this is a side benefit, we'll call it.
Uh-huh. Well, you've got us. You got me, at least. I don't know why the rest of you guys are here. What are you doing here?
What was the wolf's name, real quick? That was our escort?
Deirdre,
Deirdre, thank you. He's
a wolf named Deer.
He would take a moment to at least be a very brief bow to Deirdre for escorting here in a concerned manner. Deirdre was the one to bring us here in a concerned fashion, and I see that you are much, much the worse for wear. He sort of looks over Mint there and just sort of winces at the roughhousing, like, you...
I just kind of shrug. Just like, I've honestly been in worse scrapes.
You notice some of the other Woodland Alliance guys just sidling over to stand in front of the door, weapons out.
So
Now that all four of you are here.
Not just walking out of here, then.
No, unfortunately not. But I am nothing if not a gracious host, and Alex will gesture to the other Woodland Alliance members that are not currently guarding exit and say, "You are fortunately just in time to join us for a little bit of a celebratory feast. So,
what are we toasting to?
well, I believe you saw part of it earlier. At least part one.
The arrival of a successful shipment, then.
Oh, no, that's part two. Part one was...
Oh,
well,
right, the raising of a village. Yeah, I get it.
mhm.
Lovely.
And Alex will descend from the throne.
Throne. Sorry, what?
Yeah, that's how it was described earlier.
Oh, dear.
It's a makeshift throne.
Yeah.
Still, but like, tall-backed, heavy, thick,
It's the posturing of it, I believe,
Yeah.
more so.
Exactly.
raised off the floor a bit.
Yeah. Alex will descend and say, Deirdre, Cassia, Salem, do obviously keep an eye on them, but let's all relax and enjoy a bit of wine and food.
Deidre nods to the
how
guards.
how long until the moment of truth?
I would assume probably at this point, somewhere around, because this took place closer to sunset, nightfall. You've probably got around 12 hours,
Okay.
something like that.
You know that the peace talks are scheduled for the morning.
Right.
So you know what's flammable?
I'm gonna stop answering that question.
Wine.
Most
Wine's
things are
flammable.
flammable if you apply enough fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything
Anyway,
has
just a fun little tidbit there.
I mean, if you want, yes, the Woodland Alliance members are flammable.
You're just
Did
gonna
he-
light your wine glass as a party trick? Is that your plan?
Well, yeah, they're
Sure.
not in metal armor or anything.
Was he taking and sort of escorted back to us, or is he still being kept separate under guard at the moment?
The four of you are together now.
Okay.
And the guards are no longer actively guarding the exit. There does indeed seem to be a feast being set up here.
Well, first thing first, he's going to double check over Mint and all to make sure he's more or less intact and not actually been stuck, as it were.
I took a stumble in a very, very dirty tunnel, but that's about it.
Mint has not been pierced.
Thank you.
That's the important thing is that I've just been scuffed up a bit.
Mint's blood is still all inside him.
All inside my tiny squirrel body.
Yes.
With no internal bleeding either.
All my blood exactly where it should be.
Like I said, a feast is sort of being set up, and the Woodland Alliance members range in expression from excited to nervous to it's a whole gamut of emotion concerning how absolutely hectic the last several days have been, as well as what is to come.
Yeah, culminating in a conflict with who was in control of the region to the north? What was the
I believe it was the Erie, wasn't it?
To the north is either the Riverfolk Trading Company or the Woodland Alliance, depending on which part of the north you're talking about.
the one immediately? No, it was River
Hop, wasn't it?
Riverhop is the one we're in. River
Okay, so step then. Hop, step, jump.
Skip.
Skip.
Hop,
Skip.
skip, jump. Yeah.
The branch towards River Jump is more Riverfolk Company, and Cool Water to the west is more Woodland Alliance, and River Skip was more Riverfolk Company, but with some Erie and some control. And now much more Woodland Alliance. So-
I'm sure no
That kinda
expense to
happens when
the
you-
regular people who were caught in the middle, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what you get when you burn a place.
The feast is actually somewhat sumptuous for Vagabonds who sometimes have issues getting regular food. It seems to be primarily a bread, wine, and cheese fest. There's a few other things, definitely some fruit around.
I mean, obviously, this is leadership. They always eat well.
Well, of course, it's bread, wine, cheese. If we're going with Vive la Revolution, they gotta be France.
No, the Marquisade of the French ones here.
Yeah. This is... Well, I mean, it's French Revolution from the other side.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, you do not see any baguette swords.
So yes, you are welcome to feast. You are obviously being watched, but you aren't being held at sword point, and you're free to interact for a little bit.
Well,
I will
Okay,
eat
well-
my fill and then stuff a bunch of stuff in my pockets.
Well, first things first.
I'll wait for Nail to not get sick and then have some myself.
Clear out one exhaustion marker or if you have any exhaustion checked.
Oh, good.
I don't remember if I do or not.
If you did, I mean, it's that good of a feast.
We did, I believe, yeah. We all, like, me and him had taken the exhaustion for everyone to make it as quick as we did. So,
Mhm.
me and Mint had, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
I'm
one
at-
was
it
full for, but you get
3?
one back.
yeah, I think a few of us. I was at 3 exhaustion.
I was either at 2 or 3, and I can't remember which it was.
I think you were at 2.
Okay, so back down to 1.
Mm.
Well, he's going to take his the food as sort of having sort of grown up in something a little bit similar, at least. Will be sort of a bit of the more noble bearing will sort of shine forth as he sort of seems to be a little bit more at ease technically, though he's more approaching Deirdre and see sort of looking to, sort of going to sort of speak up, chat up a conversation with her as probably, I guess, sort of seeing how she seems to be in this case. Like she still seems to be troubled or other things, like which would be figure someone out, or would it be read a tense situation?
In this particular case, I think in this particular case, this is more of a. Sorry, I'm pulling up the sheet again. Nope, that's the wrong one. This feels like a figure someone out.
Okay, so that's charm. Okay, that's D2. So
Ooh, nice. Hold 3.
What are they feeling? I'd say what do they sort of intend to do with, and probably if things came to worse and all, since she did escort us here under fair terms, like what could I potentially do to make sure that she might be willing to at least cover us, because she did approach us to bring us here with sort of like the promise of not causing trouble if something bad happens, just like the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Deirdre is basically the way Deirdre is feeling is you can all of the sort of nervous tension that she has been holding in her body has just sort of wound up even tighter. She's not eating. You can tell that this is at least she's that sort of nervous and wound up that she can't even stomach anything at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What she is hoping that you do is that you provide basically that you confront Alex concerning everything, because for all of her physical might, Deirdre does not have as much social fortitude as perhaps you all might. She's
a warrior.
Yeah, she's a warrior, and you can tell that she's.
This is a battlefield that she is not adept in.
Yeah, pretty much. And it might be specifically because of Alex. You're not 100% certain on that. As far as how you could get her to sort of defend you, keep watch, it would be confront Alex without getting violent.
Yeah, trying everything. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. No worries.
Okay, with that, does anyone wish to go or did you wish for me to step up?
I can take the lead as well on this if you want.
So, Alex, you're one of those people that's great sacrifices for the greater good, then, yeah?
Oh boy.
Alex smiles at that, and then says, I think there's a little poem you might not be aware of, and I'm hoping that it helps get my point across. And Alex picks up a wine glass and stands partially on the table.
Just
and
like
proceeds...
knee up on it.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
And proceeds to make a sort of grand gesture. And you can see the crowd is sort of quieting down. A few are getting really just rapt attention. And Alex begins. Remember, the fall of Crow's Ember, the bird folk treason and plot. I know of no reason why bird folk treason should ever got, or cats and their companions, the schemes they contrive to blow the folk and the woodlands all up alive. 70 bird songs, treaty made, till clearing folk did suffer blade. But by the alliance the fighting ceased, when up we rose, a cornered beast, a stick and a stake, for woodland's sake. If you won't give me one, I shall take two, the better for me, and the worse for you. A rope to hang the ruling dopes, some mousefolk cheese to choke them, some rabbit wine to wash it down, and a foxfolk fire to burn them. Halloa, friends! Halloa, friends! Freedom will ring! Halloa, friends! Halloa, friends! Let woodland sing! And all at once the crowd begins. Hip! Hip! Hooray!
I am covering my ears at this point.
Sorry, it's very loud.
No, I mean in character. But
Yeah.
oh no, this is bad. This is bad.
A lot of the crowd seems to be wrapped up in this.
Yeah, and you don't say.
You know, that whole cat section really felt like a personal attack.
Yeah.
I thank you for that, because it's really nice. Thanks for thinking of me.
And there's the
Sorry, that turnaround got me. Good job, Azure.
None of you have heard of Crow's Ember, but the woodland is big and the war's not that old. So, as far as you know, the situation described in the poem may actually have happened.
I mean, yeah, context clues there. Okay. Hate to relitigate the same points I made earlier here, but you sure you couldn't find maybe a less catastrophic solution than blowing up a peace talk to give both sides an incredibly good excuse to just go all out?
Gustav, meanwhile, is silently contemplating the fact he may have found someone more insane than him.
Alex smiles at you, Mint, and says, my friend, if neither side does what they intend to do, then nothing will happen. If they strike first, then there will be war.
Wait, you're You're going
So
to
what
try.
you're saying
You're
is
going
they're
to try and
both trying
tell.
to blow each other up, but you have a bomb set up that if they blow the other side up, they'll also blow themselves up. Is that what's going on?
No. Please tell me that's not what's actually happening.
Alex just smiles and says, actually, I think at this point, everyone, let's do some reputation rolls. Let's see if Alex is familiar with any of you personally.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure if the reputation rolls for everyone got up or down.
For Woodland Alliance, there shouldn't be a plus or minus for anyone. Y'all went down, but not to the -1.
You got a 10.
Okay.
I also got a 10. Hey.
2, 10, 10, 8, 7. Okay.
That could have gone a whole lot worse.
It could have. Alex is going to smile at the lot of you. And say, Mint, I am more than familiar with your wonderful attempts at freeing various places like this, getting them out of the hands of cats and birds alike. I am just trying to do the same thing. In fact, if you feel so strongly about what I am trying to do here, I welcome you to join me. Keep me in check.
Oh, that's...
We are an alliance, after all. And he points to the throne. That is nothing more than mockery.
I roll to figure someone out. 5.
Ooh, a 5.
I don't have a clue, but I don't trust him.
Okay, we'll take that hard move in a minute. I think due to the fact that your particular the I can't think of the term, your connection that had the rescuing and / taking care of a particular clearing, since that involved Stralden, I think Alex is going to make a gesture in acknowledgement, but not really say more to you. And as for Nail, Alex is going to go, Nail, I must say this. Your work has been inspirational. I will be blunt. I feel that you take things a bit too far, perhaps, but we all must do what must be done.
Someone might say I don't take things far enough. I've yet to meet someone who said that, but I'm sure there's someone around here who would.
Well, ideally everyone gets a chance to shine, but like I said, we all try to keep each other in check around here. That's and Alex is actually going to point at Deirdre here and say, I'm certain that's why Deirdre brought you in, after all.
At this and all, to step forward to both Deirdre's defense and to deflect anything from her that might be cast in that aspersion. Stralden is going to say, you mentioned that to our squirrel friend, my squirrel friend here, that you would be willing to have him hold you in check. So then we are more than free to go if we should choose to accept such an offer.
My friend, my honorable birdfolk friend, I'm not unintelligent. I am more than happy to welcome you into our group. I am more than happy to, following this event, however unfortunate it might turn out, should the Woodland Alliance manage to fully free this location, you lot are more than welcome to handle it and ensure that it is managed under your particular views.
That's a hell of
but
a
I
bribe.
I can't give you that control just yet, obviously. After all, you were sneaking around trying to assault poor Cassia and Salem when they've done nothing wrong.
Okay. Just gonna let that slide.
Alex looks like he's teasing with the assault line. Like he knows not remotely what happened, but still pointing out that technically speaking, they have done nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, and Alex will continue. Should you take up our generous offer, you are more than willing to keep watch over the events as they happen, but you will be accompanied, after all. I can't let you just wander about and prevent things from reaching their conclusion.
He actually sort of smiles at that. He sort of looks to him. There seems to be a interestingly predatory smile from Stralden at this.
Stralden, you got no poker face. Stop.
He's being sort of openly like, this is like the best news he's heard all day. Perfect. But I believe that such is the case that you hold no truck with the matter of someone that has proven their loyalty to watch over us, correct?
And he's going to he's going to smile just as wide, bare those fangs, and say, Deirdre is my personal guard, my friend. The fact that she left has been of great sadness to me. I'm afraid that I need to have a talk with her, so I cannot let her be your guard.
Yeah,
but
could have told you that one.
I know, but I had to go for it.
Mm-hmm. I understand. For what it's worth, Alex looks mildly impressed by trying to play that line with him. Alex will then continue. Of course, if you choose not to join us, that is also perfectly understandable. But I'm afraid with all of the scurrying about you've done, we will have to keep you here, at least until the meeting has finished.
Okay.
Of course, under house guard, as I imagine you are I am more than familiar with how this tends to go. Well,
I feel like that scurrying line was a personal attack on Mint.
I take no offense, personally. That's kind of what I do. But what was that you were talking about earlier about the two-side shipment of gunpowder?
Well, I suppose you've seen enough at this point. You didn't think that one little box of shaped charges was going to blow up an entire bridge, did you?
I mean, strategically placed well enough, but it did seem a little low.
We have friends on the inside of both the Marquisate and the Eyrie. And while there are certainly some wonderful souls who I am certain are fully intending this piece to go well, there is a dark underbelly that is more than willing to burn this place to the ground.
So your answer to both sides trying to blow up the peace talks is to double blow up the peace talks? Is that what this comes down to?
You were at our information broker earlier, yes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm certain you managed to get your hands on something or another. The people in charge are the ones going for peace. Their underlings are not so keen, for one reason or another.
Wouldn't then the solution...
Just imagine, if you will, the peace talks blowing up with all of the important leaders inside. Who would take charge of these various factions? All of the people.
Deleting the undesirables. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Because only the corrupt guys are being sent in, and they will be in no way used as a martyr to crack down on each other harder in this region, or to investigate the region. Pete's sake. Wouldn't the, I'll admit, more difficult but less expensive in terms of cost of the denizens be to try and stop any of it from blowing up and force them to just smile at each other as they agree to peace talks that their bosses forced them into?
No, my friend. Their bosses are the ones attending the peace talks.
Oh. They're
Why don't we
going
just blow everything up before it
they're
gets to
going
the bridge?
they're going to
It's a coup, my friend.
it's a double coup, and you're going to ensure that it does not a single coup. That makes even less sense. Why wouldn't you want to keep the good leaders alive then, or at least the ones that at least pretend to have the denizens at heart here? Sure, it's not an ideal situation either way, but boy, let's kill the leaders and then leave the the corrupt ones in charge so that they bungle it up by trying to crack down harder. Okay, I see the line here, but you seem to be ignoring an alternate solution here.
As I said, my friend, remember the fall of Crow's Ember.
I wasn't there for Crow's Ember.
I was like on a different continent or something, probably.
Stralden is going to ask, is Rocky about?
No, Rocky is patching up his wounds elsewhere.
Yeah, I shot him in the shoulder.
I was actually hoping he'd be about.
Also, there is wine being served openly, and Rocky seemed a little young for that.
Seems.
like okay, look, you have to think about the long game here. Like, yes, obviously leaving either of them in charge and having a presence here in the clearing is not ideal, but that's the thing about the long game. You can pull a different con on them later. If you blow everything up because you don't have the patience to deal with the pieces you have on the board and you just flip the table, it takes so much longer for things to get back to a usable state.
While
This seems incredibly short-sighted, and even in the short term, it doesn't look good. Maybe it's my experience as a con man that I shy away from, the burning and the scorched earth, but this goes against all of my instincts as a hustler. And I can't believe that I'm saying this.
Salem's sitting next to you and smiles at your comments. You're right. Who doesn't it look good for?
Stop pretending to be clever and just say it.
Well, if they're fighting, who else will the residents turn to?
The Woodland Alliance, yes, it's a big old power grab for you guys. I get that, but while they're fighting, and it puts your headquarters at risk as well.
And it puts the people, like civilians, in the matters of the military. As someone that's served, it does not. The people should be elsewhere in such a place. This disrupts food.
But this is a big clearing, and not only that, a center of a lot of trade and business. This is going to uproot a lot of people. Unless
war's not good for the common folk. I mean, trust me, I've burned a few of them.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you very much for that. I mean, we could litigate this all night, obviously. But could you at least let us try to actually let the peace happen? That's what this comes down to. And I can argue about this all night and all day until the very last second when all those bombs go off. But that's what I'm going to demand until that very second.
We want to resolve this without the fight. I owe it to Deirdre and to those that are the warriors here to resolve this without bloodshed.
Alex is going to. Alex has been wearing this sort of high-collared outfit with long sleeves. It's not exactly cold, so the outfit looks a bit odd.
He's a vampire.
At this point, he actually sort of uncuffs the sleeves and rolls them back, and you can see that the fur around his wrists has been removed, and the skin underneath looks raw, like it has been scarred a very, very long time ago and healed up. And he does the same for his collar, where you can see a similar ring around his neck. And Alex goes, "My friends, I have seen what an eerie and Marquisat peace looks like, and I cannot trust it. As I said, if their better instincts take over and they choose not to kill each other, then we have nothing to worry about."
Your head is broken. You're literally letting this guide you down a dark path. You don't just, it's not about letting the peace happen, then just washing your hands of it and just dropping operations because you trust that it's ever all going to work out fine. It's about, Gah! And I just storm off. Just to a different part of the room, away from the feast, away from the throne, away from all that.
Stralden will take a look back to him, and just before finally going back to, how much do you know of my history?
Alex is going to sort of give a vague gesture to imply, like, I have heard of recent exploits, but not that much.
Again, seeing that, he's basically going to start with, I have other family among the Eyrie before the disgrace my parents did that cast me out into the world and put my sisters into slavery in thus every sense of the word that you have suffered under. She is a hostage that ensures I do not cast blame back among the Eyrie. I understand far too well how deep the corruption runs amongst my own folks. I have seen with Mint the corruption of the Marquisat, as we have done. I have others that have shown me how the world is, and I have not cast aside my honor or my sense of justice, that there are better ways. I have seen all too well how slavery will bite deep, how it grabs hold, and how it poisons. I am begging you to reconsider and let us try. If we try and we fail, then nothing has changed, and what may be. But I ask for the chance for us to try. Please.
Alex is going to sigh. He looks tired. He looks like he has been up. This is probably the least on you have seen him as far as the appearances he puts on for the rest of the Woodland Alliance. And he goes, "If I could trust you to do that, none of this would be necessary. I'm sorry, friend. I do hope that you and your allies consider my offer if you truly feel that strongly that what I am doing here is wrong, then I welcome you to change it from the inside. And Alex is going to depart.
Okay.
The feasting has obviously died down a little bit, and Alex is retreating to another part of the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
What would you all like to do?
Deirdre has gone with him, yes?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, he's going to approach Deirdre and is going to probably very quietly say to her, so see him safe. I intend to try to keep him safe, even from himself.
Deirdre will quietly nod to that.
But he's going to sort of quietly go and sort of, in the fact that he's still the way the saunter you can, with like more of the noble bearing, to each person and sort of gather them. Before, once he's sort of gathered everyone, sort of set aside the thing sort of near the front door, near one of the doors, and make his way there. With the rest of the party in tow. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before?
Wait, what are you trying to do?
Basically, he's told Deirdre to keep Alex safe. He's going to do so even from himself. Basically, to ask her to sort of like, he's tried to do the right thing, and he's still going to try to do the right thing, even if it means going against everything to...
What does that actually mean, though? What are you actually trying?
He's basically trying to get her out of the way of fire, because he's about to do...
I don't think that's what Spud's asking. I think he means literally what is Stralden doing aside from talking.
Oh, he's sort of getting everyone sort of slow together, and he's making his way towards one of the doors. Once he has everyone together.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Do you have a plan before we try to do this daring escape?
No.
Okay, let's talk about this then.
So I've got an idea that is most certainly not going to go well with anyone.
Okay.
Blow the bridge up before the peace treaties.
That will also just bring suspicion. I mean, obviously, yes, the leaders will decide, will not die, and that will be less bad, but it will still draw a great deal of attention to the Woodland Alliance HQ that's right here, and we'll be in bad with them. And
also, it's going to ruin our contract that we agreed to do at the beginning of this whole adventure.
That's also true, but no, we have to.
Plan C.
Are we agreed? And I look to Gustav and Nail and Stralden and say, are we agreed that the best thing to do would be to ensure the peace talks actually happen and not blow up?
Yes.
Nail?
I have no strong feelings about anything aside from the fact that explosions are great.
Maybe we can fit...
Gustav nods at that.
Oh, for Pete's sake, you two. Maybe we can just move the explosions, the explosives somewhere else and detonate them safely or something. I don't know.
We could have, basically, if we can get to the explosives, you two can make a display.
They've been delivered
to
the Marquisate and the Ivory already. They're going to be under guard, and under intense guard at that. And there is one path that I see to getting this done safely and ensuring the peace talks still happen today. And that's, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, warning both sides of the internal coup.
I am in agreement.
Yes, the great irony, Din.
Yes, he's our conman. He's one of the moral centers of the party. I always aspire to be the leverage guy. I'm using my evil skills for the greater good.
You can't cheat someone after they're dead.
That's a non sequitur to what I was saying, but okay.
Not wrong, but
I mean, if anyone has a problem with that, please speak up now.
No, that sounds like what I was
I know
hoping
you're
to
on.
do.
I know you're on, Stralden, but I'm talking about Nail and Gustav.
I mean, I'm not against it.
blowing up
Now better.
the gunpowder in a relatively safe way can be the backup plan if things go south. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you were discussing, one of the Alliance members hops out the door. It happens to be the door facing the bridge, which gives you just enough chance to get a glimpse of what's going on there. And actually, stuff is going on there. The first thing that attracts your attention is candlelight.
Candlelight.
Before the door closes fully, you manage to get a glimpse of, there's some sort of event happening there. Looks like the two sides may be having a pre-talks dinner. You do manage to spot one of the central tables with Jacqueline and the leaders of both the Marquisate and Erie locally. All three at the same table. Jacqueline looks like she is socially pinned and in a bit of distress.
Oh yeah, she'd also die.
Okay.
Well, no, you thought the bridge was empty. It's not.
No, I mean, like, in the peace talks the next day that would blow up, she would also be caught in the explosion.
Yeah, she'd be on site for security.
Right. I'm just saying, if you were to try to do the explosives now, you just discovered that's a bit more of a problem.
Yeah.
And then the door closes.
Okay.
So GM telling us that, no, we can't just blow up the explosives safely as they are right now. Got it.
Also telling you that Jacqueline is in a bit of a hostage situation. A polite hostage situation.
A social hostage situation. Yeah.
We gotta
House
save
bond.
the bunny.
Well, let's just walk out like we own the place.
Yeah, Stralden is making
I've still got the piece of intelligence about the Marquisate Lieutenant, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think anyone took it from you.
Okay. Just making sure, because that may come in handy towards convincing the Marquisate boss that, hey, your lieutenant's about to try to pull something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Stralden is making his way to... sorry, go ahead.
I start trying to... going through... I assume my stuff has been returned to me, either the stuff I left with the party or the stuff that was confiscated from me.
You have your stuff by now, yeah.
All right, so I should have at least one of my insignias I can fashion a little disguise out of.
Yeah, because you had it stored with Stralden.
Yeah. All right, well, let's attempt to get out and see what they do. They might stop us, but we'll still learn something. Nail, you want to take the lead?
I feel like you could probably persuade them to let us through.
Probably, but not chasing after us or keeping an eye on us is going to be the tricky part, because if we make too many moves, they're going to start trying to get in our way, and this thing is so delicate that there's a lot they could do to ruin it just instantly. So, and this is the kind of group that's so entrenched here, they're going to have eyes everywhere. So we gotta get out of this inner circle and into like the Marquisate or the Irie inner circle like right away. Preferably both,
You want me
if
to
possible.
light the beast on fire?
No, because the Woodland Alliance is still at least useful as a denizen group. It's just
There are innocents among here as well.
yeah.
That are...
And it would
They
draw
want
it would draw attention to this HQ and ruin their entire operation, and then we'd be permanently in bad straits with the Woodland
Alliance.
Is the last roll a 10 situation roll? No, that last roll was the that was
to read someone against Alex.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Or figure someone out.
Yeah, that was my figure someone out earlier.
Okay. Right. Which I still haven't taken the hard move from. We'll hold that. We'll hold on to that one. I mean, this is a good time to literally one of the questions with read a 10 situation is what's my best way out, in, or through.
Yeah,
I think it's time to roll that.
It's time to roll read a 10 situation. Yes. One of these days, I will roll more than a 1 and a 2 on those dice. Those
Yes.
D6s.
Might be a good idea for Gustav to roll.
Yeah, someone can take it. Well, no, taking exhaustion wouldn't help here. Unless, I guess, 2 people did it to help.
Just double check. What's the stat for read a 10?
It's cunning.
I'm just so mad. Woo. Oh, hey.
All right, hold 3, or ask 3, I should say.
How do we get out?
You want me to read them out real fast? What's my best way out, in, or through? Who or what is the biggest threat? Who or what is most vulnerable to me? What should I be on the lookout for? Who is in control here? Which 3 would you like to ask, Dread?
Well, what's our best way out? It seems like the best starting point.
Yeah, that is the one I was going with. How do we get out of this situation so we can get into the next situation?
Well, you were offered the opportunity to try to implement their will with an escort. You could perhaps try to talk them into whichever escort you would be found favorable, not Deidre, because Alex has said as much.
We can just agree to have an escort. We can work with that if need be.
It'll probably be more than 1 escort, given how many of you there are.
Yeah.
At least 2 escorts.
And no guarantees on them being very good at acting.
I think I know which 2 will get just out of character, but
what?
Okay.
Not those 2. Not those 2. They'd probably send at least 4 to 8. Is the problem.
Well, the Woodland Alliance doesn't have that many people. They may well send just 2.
Again, a lot of the people seem occupied by various happenings going on, and they did just have a massive operation up north. So I think a lot more people are dealing with the fallout of that than are available in this area.
Good to know.
Whether you can convince Alex you are telling the truth is another matter.
Telling the truth?
As far as whether you can convince him of, I have changed my mind, I would like to take this offer.
Oh, right, yeah. If we agree to join him, but also we end up actually just trying to sabotage him after everything I just said to screw that up, good.
Yeah, a little bit. You still have 2 questions, Dread. So...
What should I be on the lookout for?
Let's see. I think the biggest thing to be on the lookout for is the probably the patrol of armed guards. That they seem like the ones who, if you were trying to escape any other way, might cause some amount of problems. Specifically, since this is a warehouse, it's not exactly lacking an open space to view the other entrances and exits. So you might have to be especially careful in that regards if you try to take any way out other than trickery, which is not to say you can't. I'm just saying that.
I might just trust fate to just walk right out the door.
I still have 1, and I'm trying to think. Because we know who's in control. Most vulnerable to me is questionable usage. Biggest threat would be...
Most vulnerable might be helpful.
Okay. It's one of those debate between the 2, so... Who is most vulnerable to me? Or what?
One of the guards that dragged Mint in looks nervous. and she keeps looking back to you for a lot. Specifically, it is Cassia the Crow. She seems frustrated and wigged out about your presence here specifically.
Gustav?
Not Gustav specifically.
Oh, us Vagabonds?
The Vagabonds.
I was gonna say, ooh, what did I do in the backstory for this? If it was specifically.
No, it's Vagabonds.
A curious question here. I have, but with Daredevil and all, that says, with luck armor and all, can I use one of the decay points if I went with something just like trust with a bit of like trusting fate and just doing something? Could I use that with something like the help and interfere?
No, decay is not exhaustion.
Oh, exhaustion. Whoops, I'm sorry, I misread that. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Helping out is exhaustion.
Sorry, I misread that.
No worries. It happens. All right, so what would you like to do? You get +1s on any actions you take utilizing that information.
He's not... Okay, one possibility. I'd like to talk to that guard who seems nervous, but one possibility is the three of you accept an escort. I stay here but sneak out on my own.
Okay, if you wish to do that, then.
But
Stralden is how many guards are at the gate or whatever where we're trying to leave at?
there seem to be it's a big warehouse and there seem to be patrols going around.
Okay. So, I guess he's going to sort of approach that way, and we'll get one of the, I guess, the guards on there to come on. I accepted Alex's offer of things. Let's get an escort. It's just to get one of the guards there and just to keep on going, like a tired kind of defeat.
Okay. I think this is still tricking an NPC because I don't think you have.
Well, he's just more like the gruff kind of his.
It's still tricking an NPC. You're still being.
You have it
he's
you.
He's basically not really trying to trick him. He just wants him.
You're still fast talking. You're still fast talking them.
Okay, cunning. So wait, I
want to watch things blow up.
Right. Well, so as you're talking to the guard, Alex, who you're pretty sure is busy in one of the secluded area of the west area of the warehouse, walks in through the eastern door.
Okay. I think I have a clue for this.
Okay, cunning. Okay. The moment I did get told to do that, I need to do this. See how it goes. Ouch. Oh well.
Oof.
Nope. Bound to happen.
Yeah, I think the arrival of Alex distracting that guard a little bit, and I don't think he's buying it.
If you're even paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. Did Gustav share the information about the guard who seemed nervous?
Yeah.
All right. Still kind of stomping and huffing with my little squirrel feet. Just,
such a good image.
Just, can you believe this? Just kind of in her presence.
I think hearing that, you see her physically tense up even more.
Oh. What's bothering you?
Nothing, just worried about this plan, you know.
I mean,
a lot of things can go wrong.
Oh, even if it goes all right, it could all go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
like, and man, I feel for the guy, but like, there's gotta be a point where you gotta say, hey, maybe your scars are kind of controlling you a little bit, maybe? I mean, I don't know if that's blasphemous to say around here, but like, that's what it seems to me just from like an outsider looking in, you know?
You don't see much of a reaction. No verbal reaction. You see the very tiniest of nods.
I take note of that and don't.
Though she does say, well, it's not blasphemous. It's not like he's our god or anything. He's just a very charismatic fox.
Indeed. But like, no, never mind. Forget it. No.
As you leave, you do hear kind of whispered to just sort of be under. Hey, I'm very sorry about holding you at a blade point earlier. It's just rules are rules.
Hey, this is a tense situation. I don't blame you in the slightest for feeling like you're being held hostage. Maybe needing to take that out on somebody.
Slight nod to that, another very small one.
Only there was a way. Like if I could just get to the two relatively nice bosses, maybe I could get them to dump the gunpowder or something. Like
Cassie's going to reach into her pocket and pull out another one of Rhodey's flyers and turn to you and go, do you mind if I ask you to take this for me? I don't have anywhere to throw this away. I have to keep my patrol up.
Oh, yeah, I'll might as well, since I'm going to be here for the next 12 hours. Yeah, sure, I take it out of her hands and look it over.
It is as mentioned earlier, one of Rhodey's pamphlets. It's got some very well done drawings on it.
Lovely.
And a whole bunch of various lines about the environment and protecting it, the downsides of war, etc., etc. And in very small print, you can see a message, and it says, if you reach Minerva, give her my name.
Oh, good. Useful. Okay. Glad we had that talk then. I pocket the pamphlet. Or you know what? No, I just throw it in the trash and just keep it in mind. Don't really need to be reminded about that whole night of yeah.
Fair enough.
So I kind of come up to Stralden and I'm like, so I take it our clever idea didn't work.
No. The fox is showing off his keister to everything and attracting all the attention with his little focus on detail.
Is that the same fox? Did they come in from a different entrance that they left in, or was it the same?
It was a different entrance, so this raises a couple questions in my mind.
Do we want to spend time, like, getting to the bottom of this mystery, or do we want to actually spend time, like, taking advantage of the fact that the leaders we need to talk to are in one place right now?
Would you say that there's a bit of environmental threat here?
I mean, there's threat from other people.
There's a general threat from the guards, which I guess could be considered environmental. What ability are you looking at?
I'm looking at basically saying, I'm leaving and walking forward. Basically, to draw everything to me to give them a chance to get out. Using Guardian.
Using Guardian.
Yes. When you defend someone or something from an immediate NPC or environmental threat, roll with might. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. On a 79, it costs.
Basically, you trigger that as we were escaping and the NPCs were trying to catch us.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be when it happens.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, we could escape if we basically left someone behind, but I don't know if I want to do that, personally.
Well, as I said, when they do, when they are after me or whatever, the fact of fighting should draw other people, potentially Eerie soldiers, to the thing. And when they see an Eerie being accosted,
I don't know if I'd prefer to just outright make enemies with the Woodland Alliance at this juncture. I think Gustav might be onto something. I think there might be an angle by investigating what the heck is going on with this Alex character.
All right. How would you like to do that?
Well, we basically have free reign of the good chunk of the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of us can attempt roguish feats to kind of like follow one around and to see if another one pops up. Maybe I don't know. Also, crap, this is just V for Vendetta, isn't it?
Well, V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
I mean, it is based on that. So.
Yeah,
Rather,
I can see why you said save the Guy Fawkes joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be why. But yes, you do have general free reign of the warehouse so long as you don't try to leave.
I guess I might as well attempt to use my newfound finesse and attempt roguish feats.
Mm-hmm.
To try and follow Alex around and try and just kind of like monitor him. Please roll above a 3. Plus the bonus. Please roll above a 3. 9! Oh, thank goodness.
Yes, so that is a mixed success. So you'll have to pick 2.
All right. Man, I don't have much decay left. I don't have a clear path of escape, and I leave evidence of my roguery behind.
Okay. I think there are some that notice you. They don't seem to be saying anything because, as far as they're aware, you're not really doing anything wrong. You're weirdly following Alex.
Yeah.
But I will say that Alex doesn't seem to notice you. Zarhan, please do not tell me what to write. I have enough things to do as is.
Especially during game.
As far as clear path of escape, well, you don't really have a clear path of escape anyway, so
Yeah.
So that
seems
change.
fine. Yeah, so nothing's really changed there. Alex appears to be fairly quiet. Just sort of seems to be examining the situation. Makes notice of the three other party members sort of the room. Takes a few moments to eat a fair amount of the food that is still on the table, a bit more ravenously than you might have expected. And then takes a moment, sort of examines the situation, makes a gesture towards the guards and a smile to sort of like, again, sort of say like, all right, everyone, continue as is. Everything is perfectly fine. And then they are going to go to the other room, the one that Alex had gone into already.
All right. Do I have a way inside with my attempt roguish feats, or have I just managed to follow him up to this point?
I think you have managed to get in there. You might need something else to get out in a few minutes. And in the room, you can see 2 Alexes.
Okay, yeah.
Alex is beside himself or herself. You can't tell.
Mhm.
As if this wasn't confusing enough, given my actual name.
Yeah, I know. it was as soon as I wrote the character down, and I remember in the group, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna get confusing, isn't it?"
Honestly, though, this is like my entire life. There's always 2 other Alexes wherever I
I
am.
know.
Yep, one right here is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Multiple Alexes. Good God! And my sister is an Alex. There are so many.
It's a good name. I'll give you that.
That's all.
Okay, so am I in a position to overhear what these 2 Alexes are talking about?
Yes. And doing one conversation by yourself is a bit weird, so I'm gonna try and do this properly.
We will just bring Winged Cat in. I don't know.
All right. Duh. I have a
Well,
code.
no, these 2 Alexes have basically the same voice.
Oh, true. So the goodness me. The Alex that you had previously spoken with is currently busy. Seems to be writing something down at a desk, and just says, "So, what is the news from the north?" To which the other responds, "Well, it's as to be expected. There were some casualties. We lost a few good folk. But the Marquisate and the Eyrie definitely took a harder hit than we did." To which there is a sigh, and you hear a muttered response of, "Well, sacrifices must be made." It's a damn shame, though. To which the other one seems a little more flippant about it and goes, "Well, it's not like we sent our best recruits anyway. The people will fill in as needed." To which the other Alex, sorry, this is just going to be really weird. I apologize. To which the other Alex responds, "It is a shame that that our little interlopers would not at least decide to help, could not see our way of seeing things." To which the other Alex responds, "Oh, brother, you are far too soft for our own good. If you keep letting these strangers participate, we're never going to get anything accomplished." To which Alex responds, "Sorry, I'm trying to think of a better way to distinguish them, and it's not happening."
Alexa and Alex.
How about West and East?
Alex 1 and Alex 2.
Nice Alex and naughty Alex.
I think they're both naughty. I think one's just a little tired right now. The Alex 2, I'll go with, just says, "Look, brother, we have been... How long now? Long enough. I just want this particular clearing to be handled so we can move on. I have already set up everything so that we are free to go as soon as whatever piece they're trying to go for is finished." And then Alex 1 says, "Sister, what if..." No, I apologize. Had a moment of a weakness. I almost gave in to the childish thinking that this could be resolved peacefully. Forgive for that slip. I haven't slept in some time." "Oh, no, none of us have, brother. None of us have at all. But we will get things done, won't we?" "Yes, I suppose we will." get your contingent ready to move. I will see to the end of this and then prepare things to be moved in once everything goes to hell. Very well, brother. Very well. Just be sure to wait a little while. We don't want people getting confused. To which Alex 2 begins to leave. And she's heading right towards you.
I don't really have a clear way out.
No, not at this moment. You don't.
Well then. Could I argue for pleasant facade here?
Oh boy. Let me check that thing real fast.
When you suck up to or otherwise butter up an unsuspecting NPC, roll with charm. And whereas I kind of come out just kind of clapping my hands and be like, oh wow, this is great, good job, I love this.
Well, is it the he or the she that you're buttering up?
Both of them, since they're both in the room, and I've got a clear line of sight to both of them if I come out from my hiding spot.
Mm-hmm.
They're not strictly speaking unsuspecting, but maybe not expecting me to start flattering them and dropping my own facade. Rather, maybe that would be tricking an NPC.
I feel like this might be tricking an NPC.
That's fine. It's
I think you've done just enough to piss. Rather, okay, let's do 2 rolls.
Oh, good.
Let's do trick an NPC for Alex 1, and let's do pleasant facade for Alex 2.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
That sounds good. So I'll roll cunning for 1. And charm
for the other,
which is functionally the same, but the other I get a different hold 1 for 1 on the pleasant facade. Oh, just please, dice. I need this right now.
Okay, solid.
Well, no.
Okay.
And actually, that might make a certain amount of sense in the sense that the one who's more flippant is more appreciative of the con, the facade that I'm dropping. And
Other way around. The flippant one was the one you failed on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alex, the trick in NPC, that's the one that was talking to you earlier.
Okay.
The pleasant facade is the one who has not met you yet.
I come out just clapping my hands, going like, wow, this is a really impressive operation you've got going on here. I am absolutely in awe of this. This is a good game. In
one fluid motion, Alex 2 has a dagger stab you.
You've heard of stirring daggers? She's stirring daggers and wielding daggers too.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my hand on my belt, but too late to really do anything to actually parry.
Alex 1 holds up a hand and says, "Sister, do not interfere, please." Alex turns around and approaches you, pushing the dagger down, and goes, "So you've come to my way of thinking, have you?"
You know us vagrants. It's all a game.
So you finally realize that if nothing else, you'll make more profit out of this.
I mean, obviously, war gets started. Certain aspects of the economy get moving, whether it's information or goods or smuggling or even protection.
And is that what you're really after, or?
Well,
do you truly believe that you can do as good for the people as I am trying to?
Well, honestly, I'm just one squirrel, and I don't have all these resources that you have. By definition, I can't do as much good.
Alex 2 takes a moment, looks at her brother, and goes, "Are you really buying this, brother?" To which Alex 1 goes, "I want to believe that people can change, and if that is the case, I have to believe that." And grabs your hands. Even a vagabond like we were could change. I welcome you to the Woodland Alliance, Mint.
Well,
Let's see what you can do to help.
Let's just make sure you've got that boat out of here ready when things go skyward.
Is this Zenkarn's first Dusk City Outlaws character?
I actually never got a chance to watch Dusk City Outlaws, so no idea.
Which one was that?
The twins. I forget their names.
I think that was his second Dusk City Outlaws character, and I don't think this is quite the same thing, but
I feel like his second was the maid.
I think that was his. It's been forever. It's been like over a year.
Yeah.
So
Been a
Carry on.
while.
At the
okay,
very least, Gustav is Gustav.
Gustav is always Gustav.
Yes. Alex 2 lets out sort of a disgruntled sigh, like she doesn't she does not buy your act a bit, but she will trust her brother in this one instance. And so she will sit down on the bed that is in the room and just start sort of flipping the dagger while she waits for Alex 1 to go out and take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Okay. So, good. All right. I'd like to do my part to help, and of course, you can feel free to give us an escort to keep an eye on us. Of course, don't ask you to trust me absolutely.
Of course. And Alex will gesture to the rest of the party to approach the group. Does the rest of the party approach?
He does. Like, he's looking more than a little miffed at having to wait at things, but the fact that he just sort of finally gives a disgruntled shrug and just broods, I guess would be the best term for it.
Fair enough. Alex then gestures towards Salem and Cassia, the cat and crow who had escorted you earlier, Mint, and says, "We have it on good the various saboteurs will be at least starting sometime soon. We'd like you to watch their progress. Just keep an eye on things out of the way and don't interfere. Cassia, Salem, I assume you can ensure that happens," to which the two of them will give a salute and say, "All right, friends, I wish you well on your way." And you are free to leave.
Oh.
I will be right back.
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you, Din, for that performance. I just kind of give an uneasy grin to the others, like, okay, I got us out of here. Oh, can't believe that worked as well as it did, honestly. That was a close one.
The price not too high, he's going to ask.
Oh, I mean, it was the price of a few words, and that's nothing.
Fair enough.
You guys are leaving while the getting's good, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like right now, yes. If that's what you're asking, right now, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
We are done with this warehouse.
Okay, well, so you get out the door, and yeah, the dinner party on the bridge itself is still going.
That's not
Where-
that's not where the Alliance would like us to go right now.
No, they want you to keep an eye on what's going on under the bridge and the saboteurs.
Gotcha. That might be worth checking out too.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, what I miss?
Welcome back. We're just absconding while the night is young.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Once we're far enough away from the warehouse, I kind of look up at Cassia and be like, and just say, "Wow, that Alex sure is a fox. Definitely one fox and not two."
She looks confused by that statement.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Salem is going to jab you for that comment in the back with the butt of the sword.
Come on. Can't you take it?
And Salem's going to say, "Look, you may be part of this group now, but I'm not going to... the orders were to watch you, not to let you talk. So, let's keep quiet, shall we?"
But that's my best skill.
Yeah, well, talking's gonna give us away, so maybe don't.
Well, how about so we can keep an eye on both sides of the river, so we can see, because they're probably these two sets of saboteurs are probably going to be working on either side of the bridge in a terrific bit of irony. So how about you and Gustav and Nail go keep an eye on that side, whereas me, Stralden, and Cassia watch this side.
I think I'm going to take that hard move I'd been saving.
Ah, dang.
And Salem is just going to again with the pommel of the sword and say,
As he
"I
does
believe
this,
I made myself clear." You're going to say?
Yeah, as I said, as he goes for that, Stralden is moving with his hand to grab the sword physically, where he's grabbing basically grabbing the wrist and all. It's like, don't start. I have agreed for Deidre's sake to keep this non-violent. Don't push it. And sort of activating the Guardian to push the fact that he's being sort of quietly threatening away from, so he's looking at him, not the other one.
Okay, make a roll.
And Gustav's just going to, like, his head appears sideways past, oh, shit, I forgot your character's name. Holden. There we go. Just appear, "Oh, please, do give us a reason." Just grinning madly.
Oh. Did the thing not go?
No, I'm not seeing a roll.
Okay, that's weird. I tried the dash thing. Whoop. Nope, it's giving me a busy. I'll try relogging in.
Oh, yeah, we had some trouble on
Yeah,
Thursday.
looks like it's happening
Oh,
again.
I just got a 502 here.
Ah,
That would do it then.
I am also having problems.
Boy, oh boy.
Time to refresh. It's fine.
Technical difficulties.
It's just a busy server or something. It happens.
Yeah, because it's saying the Cloudflare is working. It's just that Rolls isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Okay, it's tried to loading in.
Yeah, I'm reloading and it's taking a while.
Yeah, based on last Thursday, we just got to wait like 5 to 10 minutes.
Something
In the
like
meantime, there is a certain other dice bot, I think.
that. I can.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Looks like we're
in.
back.
Cool. Okay, you rolled an 8. Which means
Yep, with Guardian, that 7 to 9 means there's a
yeah, expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
yeah.
So which would you like? Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation?
He's going to escalate.
You're escalating.
Yes, I am escalating.
By definition.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you're breaking out into violence that can get noticed in line of sight of the head honchos of both sides who have troops at their disposal, and Jacqueline.
It's more. I'm thinking it's more just making him stand the hell down. At least
Because
from
he's
my
going to,
end.
if he chooses to do something, it's going to be him that swings the first blow. Inside of this, like he's.
I think that's more exposing yourself to danger then, because
Well, no, the escalation is that you notice that you have just caught the notice of all those soldiers.
Yeah, because
Well,
he's
that
moving to
complicates
intercept
things.
with the pommel. Because he struck you twice, and that's not something he's going to stand for.
I was Stralden. You're drawing attention.
It wasn't even injury. It was just, hey, quiet down there.
Quiet down, and you did the opposite of quieting down. So yeah, do you do anything? Will you have all these eyes on you?
They can't. I think it's fair to say that they're far enough away that they can't quite make you out. They just know something is.
Yeah, they haven't made you out yet. You're still quite a bit of a distance away, but they've noticed there's a potential conflict.
They heard a loud noise of a potential thing, and so all their heads just turned.
And you're standing out in the open.
He's going to look to the. It was a. What was the species again? I'm sorry.
Salem's a cat. Black
A
cat.
cat. He's going to look to the cat, and he said, "Best to put the blade away now, don't you think?" And is going to turn and keep walking.
Salem's going to point out the fact that Salem's going to cough and then gesture at his full Marquisate uniform that he's wearing. And then gesture towards Cassia's full Irie uniform that she's wearing.
Yeah, we can't really start anything because they have a cover story.
And then point out the Irie and Marquisate soldiers on the bridge.
Yeah, we lose in a confrontation here, and they win.
Yeah, if anything, the soldiers in the distance are looking a little confused as to why a Marquisate and Irish soldier are working together, but obviously they're working together, and you're the ones they're working on.
He doesn't seem too bothered by the whole thing, and just continues walking.
Well, this is a prime example of the Erie and Marquisate working together.
Yeah, as I said, he's.
Okay.
Is there anywhere in particular you're walking to?
Out of the sort of like going on his, like he's going on his way, like
they're breaking up the little fight that was about to start up. That's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's a choice of going after one of them has a choice of going after Stralden or just continuing on with the group.
All right, that's actually a pretty decent play.
Yeah, that is.
Because there's two of them, there's four of the group.
Yeah.
They can split someone, or they can.
Or they can force the group to follow you.
Yeah.
They can if they want to, yeah.
Mhm.
But
right now, at least the first few moments of the next moves are going to have eyes on it.
Yep.
Want to split up now?
Yeah. I think
I'm willing to
Salem's
take
going-
those. I'm willing to take those papers for a minute and just walk up to the table.
You're going to try to walk to the formal dinner guarded on the bridge.
Yeah, no, not just yet, Nail.
All right.
Not until we have an inn.
I mean, Jacqueline sure looks like she would really like it if you did, but getting there would be a little difficult.
Mhm.
I could probably
maybe
do it.
she's our inn. Maybe if we
Yeah,
but
give me
still,
those papers. I'll just walk right up.
Here's a question.
I belong there.
I mean,
Where's the artist?
I can also. Oh God.
Yep.
Oh God, that would be perfect as a distraction.
He'd love a chance to do so too.
Yeah, you could probably find Angelo. If you went looking.
If they let us go looking.
Yeah. Okay, so real fast, we got to handle this in order. So Stralden is trying to go off by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think what's going to happen is that Salem is going to tell Cassia to go after you.
Which, is the best call on his end, because otherwise it would look like a Marcusat soldier harassing a bird.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which, of course, gives our face the chance to try converting her.
Who's the face?
Stralden.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So
I'm not. I haven't been doing some FaceTime here.
Well, let's put it this way.
I think
He's the honorable face.
Wait, Stralden's not the honorable face?
No, Stralden is the honorable face.
That's what I was saying.
Oh,
he was.
okay.
Yeah. So yes, Cassia follows after you, Stralden, and Salem sort of gestures to the rest of you to keep moving.
All right. That works out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say we find like a nice dark corner to watch the scene from?
That's pretty much what you're going for. So no problems there.
Awesome.
Stralden.
Yep.
Cassia follows after you and puts a hand on your shoulder to try and get you to come back with the group.
He's going to sort of take a moment and he's going to be very gentle about it, but sort of take the hand, sort of lift it off, and he's going to ask her, like, how can you be on board with this?
I'm not, you idiot! You're gonna blow my cover!
Oh.
See, he doesn't know. See, that's the thing. He doesn't know.
I didn't know either, but now we do.
Well,
okay.
we don't. Stralden does.
Well, yes, yeah. Stralden knows. Stralden's the only one who possesses this incredibly important information. Okay, Stralden, what do you do?
He sort of just takes a moment, hearing that, and just will probably just the sound of a taloned palm hitting face as he just oh bother. He just sort of
Welcome to war, my friend. There are spies fucking everywhere.
first of all, he could take a moment and say, I'm sorry. First of all.
just before anything else, okay, I'm sorry. I'm dumb.
Yeah, as I said, he screwed up, but he's going to at least directly say that.
I'm sorry, that was just perfect.
It's what he'd do. Like, if nothing else, he's a bit of an antiquated. He's at that. He's finally going to ask, like, is there any way that I can help you defuse this? I'm not. He just sort of seems to just asking, just directly asking.
I are not spy. Please help.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Look, as far as I can figure, there are two options here. One is that you come back with the group and you, well, knock us both out, I'll say. And that can keep my cover at the very least. And you can go off and do whatever you can to stop this, I suppose. Or you can knock me out here, I guess, and leave your friends. Hello, I don't know. This has just gotten so complicated. You lot sure made things difficult.
Again, I'm sorry. I've always tried to do what is right, even if it is personally costly.
Blame the guy who hired us.
You're not there. She didn't hear that.
I know. I'm not actually responding to her, just being like,
I know.
Like,
And
we're still mercenaries at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You actually hear her sigh and go, Vagabonds always make things so difficult.
Okay.
Look, she looks to the bridge and goes, I don't think you'll be able to get up there easily, not without causing some problems. You might need more than yourself to just get this settled.
Can
So
you
I
take me to the saboteur on the Erie side so I can stop him?
If I'm gone for too long, Salem is going to get suspicious.
Just, I think
Out of
the
character.
sorry, yeah.
Out of character. Just imply that you had a little fun, and that'll cause a distraction to Salem.
What? No, just we
You mean beating him up? Sorry, my mind went to a very different place. And also didn't like it.
Well, hello.
That implication also won't work because Cassia is going to point out, and if I don't come back with you, and I'm perfectly okay, well, that just makes me look bad in front of Alex, and that's going to cause me more grief.
Okay.
We just bring them back to this nice dark alley we've all gathered in. We quote unquote knock them out.
Yeah, but he's not there, so he doesn't know where you guys have gone.
But
Either.
She'll lead you back.
She will be able to. She knows where y'all are going.
Oh,
It's not,
okay.
It's not like, oh, hey, here's a random dark alley. No,
Okay.
there's like an established point to observe the bridge from.
Okay, well, I'll go back with you. It seems the most. I don't want to be seen carrying an Erie soldier around here. In the worst of cases, it would cause probably more problems for you and for me, I think.
Yes,
lead the way.
Okay. So Cassia and Stralden. Cassia is going to as you're walking towards the meeting location, say, could you do me a favor and just look hands behind your back, just like I have.
He would comply with the request.
Yes, basically just like look like you've been, harangued, admonished, tied up just a bit. She will even put, loose wrappings around your wrist to sort of keep you looking like, okay, now
From
he's
cursory
fine.
inspection, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, the group of you are now in the alley observing the bridge.
In the middle of that, could we have started the process of knocking out Salem?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Yeah.
There is 3 of you and just 1 of him.
That's kind of
Just to clarify, you went specifically to an alley, right?
yeah. I think that was the idea. As we watched from a nice, dark, secluded alley.
Okay, just in case it matters, and it may, I'm going to specify that the alley is between the local machinist shop, blacksmith, and the local pawn shop.
Need to take him out silently. Well, although is the machinist shop currently working on anything right now?
Yes.
There do seem to be people in each side, and the machinist shop you catch the whiff of gunpowder from there.
Noted. I kind of give meaningful glances to Nail and Gustav. Just kind of try and tilt my head at Salem. Guys, come on.
Sorry, I'm still
Why is it
laughing.
difficult all of a sudden for you to get free cast?
Well, it's one thing to say you're gonna beat someone up, but to do it, that's a whole other. I think you can. I think you can go for it. This is just gonna be weapon rolls basically.
I have a tool belt, so I theoretically could just whack him upside the head with the sap equivalent, which would probably be cunning because unexpected.
Yeah, theoretically.
Actually, if I do pocket sand first,
Okay, yes.
blind him, knock him out. Got it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
All right.
Okay. Go for it. Pocket sand his eyes.
All right, roll 2 blind with cunning. Here goes. 10.
Nice! That is some serious blinding. I'm going to say Salem even gets some sand in his mouth. So he can't, he's coughing up a storm and can't quite make out any call for help.
Good.
That's the other thing. The other thing would have been, what's the equivalent of hell's it? Chloroform.
Chloroform?
Yeah. It's just one of those, shh, quiet now.
You can
Probably
like,
chloroform.
like a heavy dose of smelling salts, and they just sort of get overwhelmed. Like,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
hold on. I'm just going to check something real fast. It's not exactly, let's see. Synthesized in 1831.
Hey.
So chloroform might just be
A thing that exists.
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah.
Well, especially given the location that you're in, yes, you would happen to see some chloroform nearby.
Nearby. Oh, sorry. I'm a little confused on that one.
So again, remember the machinist shop, the 2 machinist characters, and what they have?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we'd have to go out of
right
the alley.
here.
We'd have to go out of the alley and get it.
No, it'd be in the alley next to their shop.
Are you talking about the pawn shop?
No, I'm talking about the 2 machinists.
2 machinists. Sorry, I'm looking at my. Please send me their name. I'm getting them confused because I thought you meant Rain.
Just one of you blackjack them. Also, Azure, if you're talking, you're muted.
I wasn't.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, it's Charles and Rain.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I
I'm having
didn't.
both of them in the same shop.
Okay. Didn't realize. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. That you might be able to find some poorly removed chemicals. Poorly disposed of chemicals.
Seriously?
It's.
I mean, and I guess Gustav being the tinker would...
He would know this stuff, and it's one of those, otherwise he has some in his bag along with a garrote wire that he uses for tripwire.
Yeah, I think there's reasonable enough. I think it's reasonable enough that you could either quickly put something together or get it.
Well, the garrote makes sense as something like you could with water breathers as well. Like, most things don't work well underwater.
Yeah, and it's basically serving as a tripwire mechanism as well. If I need one, so...
Anyway, so you're chloroforming Salem.
Yep.
Okay, still gonna need a roll. What would be the best roll here?
And that's an 8.
Yeah, that'll be a mixed success.
I'm thinking it attracts the attention of the people whose chemicals they just borrowed.
Honestly, I would think that'd be a grapple.
A grapple?
Yeah, like a modified grapple roll.
Yeah, that seems reasonable enough. Okay. Okay, with a 7 and 9. I'm assuming wear them. I feel like this is an exploit weakness kind of thing. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, is there a way to get it boosted?
How about this? If you take 1 injury from a fast strike, basically, if you take 1 injury from the punch he will attempt to throw, you can knock him out in one grapple move.
All right.
How's that?
That works for me, because the other option was one of those, while he's distracted, just a quick whack to the head from Nate.
Well, we've already committed to chloroform, so
Okay,
he manages to get
alright.
an elbow jab in there, but then he goes down.
Yeah.
And basically sling the arm over the shoulder, make it look like I'm carrying a passed out person, like got drunk.
I steal his uniform. Put it on.
Okay.
I am now him.
Oh boy.
Okay, so now this has turned into Hitman moment.
I was thinking that the moment you mentioned garrote wire.
It's just one of those. Just thinking about what would a guy who can set up various things have sitting around in his stuff, and figure tripwire, which can basically serve as a garrote wire.
Ugh, don't make me think about that.
Oh boy.
Anywho, I think about this point, Cassia and Stralden show up.
Stralden sort of looks at the scene and goes, "You guys are quick."
Gustav grins. I learned tricks in the past.
I kind of watch Cassia warily to see if she's going to raise a fuss about this.
Cassia holds her head in her hands and says, "Oh, this is going to be awkward."
Is it? I think this makes things simpler.
She's going to look at you and go, "Yes, I'm talking specifically awkward for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think you all will be fine, but now I have to pretend to be..." And she looks at the rag that Gustav is holding.
No, Gustav at this point is currently tying up Cassius and trying to find a box to float him down the river.
Salem, you mean?
Like,
Salem.
yeah, Salem, yeah.
No, just
No,
leave him in the alley for now. Just enough.
Yeah.
We need to knock them out, not kill them.
No, it's more leave him in it and just float him
No,
away.
we leave
so
him
that
here
when he
so that
wakes-
Cassia can sell the story to him and
Okay.
manage his reaction.
Okay, the other option was just get him out of the clearing altogether with the barrel, but
While they're doing that, he goes
I think the Woodland Alliance would take much more offense to us making two of their agents disappear versus knocking them out to go save the day.
well, it was more along the lines of make it look like he deserted.
We don't know enough about him to sell that.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So my plan is I take those papers that Mint has, and all dressed up in this uniform, I go up looking like I have urgent business and say,
Okay,
"Sir, I think you should have a look at this."
it's just one of those. I can see a few flaws already, but
Why don't we let the
if
one
he's wearing
that
a
has
current,
the experience mimicking a person do that? As he
I mean,
goes
I
through.
was a soldier.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Nail-
and I do have
Nail-
important information.
Nail wearing the current uniform and knowing those protocols, he can sell it a lot better than I can.
Okay, fair enough.
So
So,
Also,
I
actually a cat.
also being actually a cat, yes, and not a squirrel.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
both sides
do recruit, but-
recruit. So
Yes, but like in terms of selling a delicate bit.
yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So I say, so I give him the intel I got from the information broker. And actually, if I've got a pen on me, I write down a little bit extra about the bombing attempt.
Okay. And Cassia is going to look at you and go, "And please, like I said, if you let Minerva know that I sent some info along, you might be able to get an audience with her.
Which one's Minerva?
The leader of the Eyrie of this region."
Got it. I'm going specifically for the Marquisate since that's who we
Yeah.
have information on.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Oh, yeah, I guess it was the Marcusat that we got the
okay.
info
So
on.
you can deliver that to the Marquisat. Then one of us can invoke Cassia's name to pass along that information verbally to the Eerie.
hmm
I think that's our plan.
We have the name of the person who bought the gunpowder, but nothing else
No.
on the Erie side.
Well, we know the lieutenants that are behind this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you saw, from the information broker that the
Also
Marcus
just from
Lieutenant
the
Gustav, did you copy down
shipping logs.
Did someone copy down the information from the shipping logs?
Gustav pulls out his books
Good.
and
Give me-
flips to that.
Give me the pages.
So do you want Stralden to try to...
I think Stralden, you are our guy to slip in and get to the Eerie, and a nail goes to the Marquisat with the information I got from Info Broker. Stralden invokes Cassia's
Cassia.
name with
Yeah.
Gustav's records to kind of help sell it. I think we've got it. We just gotta.
Note that
Is
they are at the same table. You'll have to, if you slip to one of them, you're slipping to both of them.
Well, as I said, we'll both approach
Pincer
basically
attack.
at the same
Go from
time.
different sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's how we got to do it.
if it's important enough information, they probably separate.
Yeah, they'll if they're like, oh hey, this intel came in, they'll be like, excuse me, just 1 second,
Mhm.
and then I think
Out of character. What is the sheriff's reaction to seeing you guys walk?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but I'll let you know in a minute.
oh right, that could okay. We have to, Gustav, you and I, we have to get the clown.
Okay.
God, this is already turning into a beautiful scene. I can just...
What a way to phrase that.
Gustav just grins.
We have to get the clown to make a distraction. And then while all the guards are busy with that, Nail and Stralden, you go to the respective leaders and pass off that information, and maybe, just maybe, all the cards fall into place to make a house.
So Gustav,
I like that phrase a lot.
He smiles, takes out his hand to shake and all, like, if nothing else, I will love trying this.
This
Just look at the white grin on
this
his
could
face.
be a real. This is probably the most delicate con I've ever tried to pull off against some really high profile targets. But I can't believe we're doing this.
It's a beautiful one, though.
This feels. I feel like this would be like almost a left for Mint.
An Ocean's 11 kind of deal.
This really kind of is. All right, everyone clear on the plan? Any questions?
No.
well, here, I actually do have fun. What's Cassia doing?
Getting knocked out.
Cassia's getting quote unquote knocked out.
Yeah, Cassia is setting herself up to basically not fall over uncomfortably.
Yeah, Stralden would basically be there to sort of help her down gently, but keep it from her from, again, out of... You would see a bit of respect from him when he'd at least offer a more gentle slide down.
Yeah, she's going to look at. Please just get rid of this rag when I'm finished, and she will chloroform herself.
Yeah.
to continue selling the.
Yeah, he says she's going out. I will see Gustav burn it.
And meanwhile, just doing the tie up, making it roughly the same, but of course, what's his name? Salem is hogtied.
Yeah, and
Needless
also,
to say,
oh god,
Gustav's a little annoyed with him.
I think Cassie is also realizing. No, because none of you are the same size. No, that wouldn't make any. No, never mind. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, we're not going to be taking that uniform.
Yeah, it would be reasonable to take Salem's. It would not be reasonable to take. So she is not even going to entertain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stralden's a bit too big for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We break. You guys get in position, kind of near the bridge, kind of mingle with the other guards, kind of outside.
Yep, we're waiting for the signal.
Wait for the signal. Oh boy.
Because he's still got to convince him.
Yeah, we gotta get this done.
Not to mingle. I have important information. I need to just go right up there.
What we need to time this right so that you and Stralden are doing this at the same time.
In that case, I'll stay out of sight until then.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, you just do your direct route routine once this thing starts, and it'll give you basically a clear path. All right. All agreed?
All agreed.
And,
I am grinning ear to ear at this. This is beautiful.
And break.
Okay. I think it's fairly easy for Stralden and Nail to sort of get into position. So, Gustav, Mint, how are you going to find, as you said, the clown?
Didn't quite think that far ahead. Would
The
he
best
be?
con.
What happened to him after the sheriff arrested him? Would he be in like jail?
No, she did not specifically arrest him. When last you saw Angela she was saying, "We need to get you out of here, but you and I are going to have a talk," basically.
Right.
So there's a possibility that he's in the town jail. There's also a possibility that he's being sequestered somewhere else out of sight.
Maybe just the sheriff's office.
Possibly.
I get we just have to start there.
Mm-hmm.
Just go into random place and say, "Yo, Angelo."
You could also, talk with the various townspeople, see if they've seen him recently.
Yeah, let's.
He's high profile.
He is very high profile.
Yeah, let's. I guess we just kind of trust fate in that regard.
I think so. I will let you know which NPC you encounter, and that's going to determine the information you get.
I'll try to apply Desperate Smile to that, so I'm not rolling. So I'm trying with Charm, and I just kind of like, pleading with people like, please tell me where Angelo is.
Okay.
I have to find him. His mother, she's very sick.
Okay.
All right, rolling to Trust, Fate. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, beauty.
You encounter a possum named Debbie. She runs the local pastry shop. And as you find out from the first minute and a half of talking, she knows everything that happens in town.
Oh,
that's not political. She is the town gossip.
the rumor mill flows through here.
Yes. And you find this information. You basically have walked in the pastry shop and asked her this, and she begins to just rattle off everything that Angelo has done in like the past month. There was a lot more than just setting a Marcasat statue on fire. Angelo has been busy. And she finishes by going, well, the last I saw him, I think was right. He was the sheriff had taken him to the jail to hang out for a little while, give the impression that she was handling the situation. But I'm pretty sure that once that was done, she let him go over to the river. It's the right. There's this little hill over near the river, just to the south. If you look at it real closely, you don't see much. But if you really dig in, he's got a little hidey hole in there, and I know that's where he makes his art.
I just kind of glance at Gustav for a second, and then say thank you and hurry off because we don't have a lot of time left for this.
Would you like a snack cake for the road, dearie?
Yes, just come back. Yes, please. Drop some coins on the counter and go.
And Debbie hands you a snack cake.
Oh, God. That just clicked. Oh, that hurts. Beautiful. Thank you.
I think I get the reverence strat as well, strat, but probably Could be.
When she
Debbie's
when
a
she
snack company.
when
Yeah,
she
that's what I
when
was
she was
thinking.
younger, she used to be known as Little Debbie.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, that's
what
what
I
I
was
was
groaning.
thinking.
The snack cake did. It's like,
Yes.
oh.
Yes, you are free to go. And as stated, towards the south, there is this big sort of area of the riverbank that you notice has like it. You know, there are sand and mud and such. There's also this really rich deposit of clay that you can see.
Oh, that would do it.
Yeah.
Lots of raw materials for our budding sculptor. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, it seems that that's probably the reason that Angela made Riverhop is this rich deposit of clay to mess with.
Gotcha.
And fortunately, despite the darkness, with the information that you have gotten, you can see there is a tiny bit of smoke coming from the seemingly top of this otherwise grassy hill.
He's living in a hobbit hole. All right, Gustav, you want to go at digging? I've got really small arms.
Gustav's just going to look at it. If I were going to put an entrance, how far is it from the river?
The hill's probably a good 5 feet from the river. Like it starts just after the bank.
Because it's one of those, I'm thinking there's probably several hidden entrances, but he would have one in the river because, otter. So
Yeah, you would. I don't know if the fox would.
he's going to just quickly check that.
All right, you check the bank. I'll check around the top and see if I can find like a trapdoor or something.
Don't fall down the chimney.
It's just kind of an inevitability in my line of work, okay?
Ow!
Sometimes the little guy has to get into small spaces.
Yeah, are we going to Santa Claus this?
I'll say this: as you approach the hole spewing smoke, you get that you smell baking clay. It might not be a chimney. It might be a kiln.
Oh,
And as for a river entrance, no, it looks like the bank has been dug up, but it doesn't look like there's any sort of. Excuse me. It doesn't look like there's any sort of hole there. It just looks like someone has gone into the river and picked up as much clay as they physically could.
Roger. Okay. Well, I think that means trapdoor somewhere, like camouflaged in the hill. What would trust fate?
You can trust fate, or you could read a tense situation.
Yeah,
you're on enough of a time limit that this is tense.
Yeah, with cunning. 8. So
8.
Ask
Okay.
1. What is my best way in?
All right. Between your sort of realization of this is a kiln, or this could be a kiln, and the info of a lot of clay has been dug up that Gustav found, you make the reasonable assumption that if there is sort of an entrance, it's going to be a fairly large one to be able to actually get everything in and out, and at the very least, it needs a few more holes to let the heat out.
Yeah, because it's gonna be
hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweltering in there. Yeah.
And so it's actually not the hill itself. There is a smaller incline, probably a good 20 feet beyond, closer towards the town center, but still, out in the wilds, basically, where a chunk of not fake grass, but a chunk of grass has basically been dug up and just rolled aside. That leads into a hallway.
Perfect. All right, Gustav, let's go and recruit this mad artist. I guess we go inside.
Okay. As you sort of go down the hallway, you can see sort of dimly, like at the far end of the hallway, you can see sort of the telltale signs of like fire happening. But the hallway itself, you can see there are in fact some paintings. Angelo lied to you earlier. It definitely seems to be early work, and maybe he lied. Embarrassed.
I can't judge him there.
Still proud enough to hang them, or maybe as a constant reminder of his old shame. One of the two. But you enter into it's a very Spartan accommodations. Maybe surprisingly, maybe not. It seems that Angelo is sleeping on a set of crates that he has just put a blanket over. There's not even a pillow. There's a very small box that seems to be storing food, something that, things that do not perish terribly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And not even a hell of a lot of that. Because clearly what takes up the most of the time is this fairly intricate stone, or this fairly intricate clay doorway that has been built, leading to what you can only assume is the kiln based on the amount of heat coming out of the room and the light coming out of the cracked doorway.
Okay, well, waste no time, hop up on the crate and just try and shake Angelo awake.
He very violently wakes up, and you hear this faint murmuring of I'm trying to think. I know what I wanted to say, I just don't know the right words to put it in. You hear him go, Da Vinci, that bastard!
Who?
Sorry, my, Oh, hello again, friends.
Hello.
Did you come to experience more of Angelo's finest works?
I have a commission I need to make of you.
You don't say! Is it time?
Time for what?
What we talked about earlier!
I can't remember.
Blowing up the Marcus Sot statue, I believe, was the...
Wait, what?
You remember that in the first session, Nail had talked with Angelo about building an enormous statue.
So that I can blow it up.
That would also be blown up.
Can you do it in the next 30 minutes? Because otherwise we need something else.
Angelo brushes himself off and pulls open the big clay door where a statue of Minerva, the current leader of the local Erie Senate, Aurelian, the current Marquisate General of the area, and it looks like Angelo standing on top of both with a sort of grand gesture that you could best describe as showing the birds the bird. Angelo says, "It's not completely set yet, but it will do more than well enough. I have particular needs, and it's going to be just spectacular."
I looked at Gustav with the dead stare. And I say, "You think you can blow that up in the next 30 minutes if we get it set up?"
Angelo rushes towards it and pulls and shows that there are holes built into the back of it so that explosives can be set.
All right, and would you be willing to put on kind of a grand show to the because all the local dignitaries are having dinner on the bridge right now.
Do you know who you're talking to?
I mean, him himself actually speaking, not just...
Again.
I know. I just want to be sure. I don't want him to have, a last-minute hang-up at this stage of the game, okay? I'm covering my bases. This is what I do.
Angelo is going to put his hands on both of your cheeks and just very gently... Angelo is always happy to present his work. and Angelo only does grand shows.
I mean, why do you think he was running from the Marquisate in the first session?
I just was wondering if maybe there was like a hint of sanity that would like tell him to maybe not put himself in immediate danger again for our sake, but I guess I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Angelo is going to sort of pat you down and then say, "Do not worry, my friend, so long as they are not paying me. Problem shirking any form of authority."
I fish out some money to pay for this commission.
Angelo will oh so graciously take it and toss it unceremoniously into the box with food.
Mark 1 decay.
That's my last decay. That was all the crap I had for this.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right. Well,
Oh, this is going to be
Gustav,
fun.
the rest is up to you.
Okay. All right. Gustav, what do you have to make this explode?
If not, you were recently at a place where you could get stuff.
True, but I'm figuring I've got... If it's clay, it's probably not fully set, so we won't need that big an explosive to dismantle it. Plus, if he's got preset, it's probably got fault lines built into it, so it will split apart fairly easily.
That's the thing. It will split apart fairly easily. You want to make sure this is a noticeable explosion.
you
Gustav
could
pulls
use
out...
jury-rig.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gustav pulls out some, whatever the dynamite equivalent is.
Dynamite?
Well, yeah, I figure it could be dynamite, but whatever they call it in the setting. Because,
Okay.
Just a little
Let's say
stick
they
of
call it
black powder
dynamite.
packed tightly.
yeah.
Probably. Is that jury rigging?
Makeshift device on the fly.
Yeah, I'll roll a jury rig for setting up the explosives.
Okay. Eight. All right.
It serves
will-
its purpose once and then breaks.
Which
I've
is-
got no problem with that.
That's pretty much exactly what you want.
Yeah, jury rig has almost no downsides to it.
Yeah.
But I just wonder how a 10 plus get an exceptional use out of it for an explosive would be fairly...
I don't think you could
Frowned
justify
upon.
that, but
No,
Yeah,
I don't think you
I
can
think
justify
for
that one.
explosives, it'd be exceptionally well would be the only other one you could do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Still, so this should work well enough for your purposes. It just may not attract everyone's attention.
well, that's what the yelling, screaming man is for.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, Angela will help you get that big statue over where you need it to go.
And just, what is the party's reaction to seeing the statue being rolled over from your prep position?
Fitting.
Blink, blink, blink.
All right.
Oh.
I stick around just long enough to help push the thing before bailing, because I don't want to be anywhere near this when this goes down.
Meanwhile, Gustav pulls on his blasting gear
Fair enough.
and a random wig, because why not?
I hope that's all natural. Anyways,
Oh yeah. Wait a minute.
Good idea.
Anywho, as you prepare the show, Stralden, Nail, you can see from your positions there are already some guards looking at this statue like, oh no, not again.
Oh boy, it
The-
comes together.
The sheriff is definitely looking wide-eyed at it, although the Minerva and Aurelian are currently facing away from it, and they are positioned just so that they actually can't see it.
Probably for the best.
Probably for the best.
Mhm.
And then Angelo proceeds to light 3 torches, which he holds in his hands as he wanders in front of the statue and begins a spiel to truly show his contempt for authority. Complete with juggling said torches. Before he yells loudly to this crowd of people who are definitely now staring, including Aurelian and Minerva. I present to you my masterpiece. I call it peace. And he throws the torches back and blows up the statue.
Sorry, you cut out just on what he called it. What?
Peace.
Okay.
He called it peace.
Okay.
I suppose when the fragments land, it would be a peace offering.
Yes, it's spelled Piece. Not that any of you can tell.
Oh man. Well, the Woodland Alliance is going to get some kind of explosion of these 2 symbolic, figures, just not the one they were hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
This all works out, I guess.
For what it's worth, it seems from your perspective, from what you can see of Minerva and Aurelian, this looks like the first time they've ever witnessed anything Angelo.
Uh-oh.
Minerva
amused or pissed?
Minerva looks mildly irritated, like got in on this. Aurelian is holding back a smirk.
That's good. All right, guys.
Stralden is moving forward once he catches a glimpse of that one as he's making his way to the eerie section from his vantage point.
I
The
put on a
guards are a
slightly
little,
worried look.
little distracted to be stopping you right now, so you make your way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
yeah.
head up there.
As he enters in there, he would say briefly who he is and would give the house name before mentioning that he bears a missive from. Oh damn it! I need to write down names again.
Yes.
Cassia.
Cassia.
So, I need both of you to make your to make your respective influence rolls or reputation rolls. Sorry.
Oops, that's not what I meant to roll.
Okay, well it's just 2d6. So
Yeah.
I don't have a positive or
Well,
negative.
That would
Yeah.
be just a 9.
Really? I'm
I
willing to take the 9.
I think the 4 is slightly
More appropriate.
if I may be blunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Unfortunately, I was going
Do
with
you
the thing
think-
of them not recognizing me and just being a soldier in the crowd.
to be fair, I don't think any of the soldiers recognize you.
Yeah. Well,
I think so okay, let's go over what happens real fast.
okay.
Stralden, you approach one of the guards who you watch goes over not to Minerva herself, but to this sorry, brain shorted out for a moment. You approach this he approaches this blue jay who appears to be taking notes of the meeting. And the blue jay is the one that approaches you.
Okay.
And he looks you up and down, scoffs a bit, and then says, "And what business do you have with Minerva?"
I come bearing word of a plot of between.
Just, you have information from Cassia.
I have information from Cassia that I need to give her concerning
And-
the peace talks.
Any information you have can be sent through me. I am Minerva's handman. What is the information you have?
The information is that you're going to try to blow up the peace talks.
Oh, this is her, isn't it?
This is Servius. This is Minerva's lieutenant.
Oh.
And personal scribe.
Stralden is going to take a moment to stand. I imagine since he probably would have bowed to when she came in and all due to like nobility and all that other respect, but
Servius is a guy, real fast.
okay, sorry.
No worries.
But would stand and say, I am sorry, I am truly tasked with giving it to her and her alone due to the sensitive nature of this information. I cannot...
And I will point out that this is a very sensitive conversation currently happening between her and the leader of the Marquessate for the area and the sheriff. So I do hope that your information is more important, and I will be the judge of its importance.
Out of character, I'm fairly certain that the sheriff is currently trying to strangle Angela.
She wishes. Oh, does she wish? No weapons at the table, though.
Yeah.
So
like
she cannot...
He would have had to probably disarm his sword way back there.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is watch. Come on,
Yeah.
guys. Stick the landing.
He is going to try to, I guess, plead with him. Like said, the sheriff has, in order to help facilitate the peace talks here with matters, I have come with the information that come within of how there is a threat against both the Erie and the Marquessate, and I wish to relay that information personally.
You're telling that to the person who's orchestrating part of the threat.
I know, but
from what I remember, it's an entirely separate plot is being involved. Basically, Servius is willing to destroy the talks, but it's one of those, knowing that your plan is being usurped by someone else's plan.
That's why he's saying both the Erie and the Marquessate.
I see. Well, I will be certain to pass this information along to Minerva as soon as I physically can. It will be very important to know that the Marquessate is planning to kill us all.
It is not the Marquessate that is doing this. There are other people at play.
Servius is going to lean in and raise an eyebrow and go, "Are you suggesting that the Woodland Alliance is also planning to try and ruin this?"
Just push past him and give it to the ruler directly.
I'm sorry, but it's just one of those also planning. You could jump on just that could be a misspoken line.
Well, no, he's clearly implying that the Marquessate is planning
Yeah,
on it.
it's not strong enough.
Yeah, I get that. It's more just pointing out, like, basically giving the implicate. Oh, okay, words are having it.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah, he's going to say that I, Stralden of House Yanner, have come here to warn of a plot that I cannot give to anyone but her. I will do everything in my power to give this information to her, regardless of the cost of myself, as is duty bound by a noble Erie soldier. Please let me pass.
House Yanor, eh?
Yes.
The only house in worse standing than my own.
Ah.
Well, as I said, I will be more than happy to pass along the information provided. I will even do my best to ensure that House Yanor receives some of its respect back.
Don't fall for it. He's just going to squat.
He's going to quietly shake his head. If you could please escort me to see. I'm trying to her name again.
Minerva.
Minerva, please. I will see that I waive all reconciliation, if need be, to see that she gets word of this credible threat. Please, before it's too late.
I want you to please roll to figure someone out.
Okay. See, that
right.
is charm. Okay.
Yes.
That's 2d6 plus 2. 8.
All right. You get 1.
Honestly, how could I get your character to let me in? Regardless of my personal cost or anything else, Stralden is going to get the message in, no matter what it costs him. In person.
Then there's an obvious answer. I think we just give it to him.
Go for it. I'm not sure which answer you're thinking of,
Right.
but
This is the person this is one of the two people who's trying to blow up the conference. This person's direct interest is not to let you in. This is your enemy. They are not going to cooperate.
Okay.
I think the answer is knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, so with that, it's... he is going to finally then seeing that this is that person and all, with the realization to set in, he is going to stand. There is a moment where you see him just inhale, and I'm going to carry a big stick as I trust fate to see me through. And he, with, again, Daredevil, is going to slug this person. Just deck him with a brutal roundhouse. Not roundhouse, but a brutal...
Haymaker?
Haymaker, thank you,
Haymaker,
that was the
yeah,
right term.
There it is.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's see that roll.
Please, dice, be with me. 9.
All right. You do not knock him out, but you have knocked him the hell out of the way.
With
Could we
that...
also maybe a Falcon Punch?
With the opening, he is pushing forward regardless of the information there and sort of using his own body to shield it.
Okay. Let's cut over to Nail real fast. Nail, you do not you encounter a guard. Do you? I assume you tell the guard that you need to speak with Aurelian. You have important documents to hand him.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. This one does go straight to Aurelian, and Aurelian excuses himself from the table and approaches, and simply extends his hand for the papers.
I hand them over. I'm very skeptical about this now, but I do that anyway.
Specifically, he reaches out the hand that is currently missing 3 fingers. And you are intimately familiar with why he is missing these 3 fingers.
What?
Aurelian takes a look at the papers, folds them up, slips them into his jacket, and then looks at you with his one good eye and says, "Now tell me, soldier, Why exactly did you think you could come back after going AWOL?
I'd just like to remind you, I didn't go AWOL. I was dishonorably discharged.
And Aurelian is going to flex his hand that is missing 3 fingers from an explosive that you had set up that was going to kill some of your own troops that he had managed to remove from the situation. And Aurelian says, fair enough. Now, would you like to be executed or placed in prison for a very, very long time?
I feel like there's a more pressing matter at hand.
Out of character, how close is a nail to the edge of the bridge?
This is probably centralized location, not really easily. There are probably some of the edge of the bridge.
Okay, there goes that plan.
Because I'm sure you saw the statue over there. And if nothing gets done about the situation, that's going to happen in a more literal sense.
Aurelian nods and says, do not worry, I do not think you would reveal yourself if you did not find it extremely important, and I am obviously very interested in making sure that peace remains. So I will take care of this, but first I must take care of you.
I think it's back on the run for you, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way that you get repaid by the Marquisate for this.
Let me see.
Is this when the falcon punch sound?
I think there's just going to be a bit more time. There was quite a bit between Servius and Stralden.
Note to self, cut this pause out.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
It's kind of a tough situation, so.
Yeah, I'll give you
You
that.
always were the best of us. I truly am sorry about what happens, but not sorry enough to turn myself in. And I trust fate to run away. Perhaps diving into the lake.
Okay.
You mean the river?
Yeah.
Close enough.
Body of water.
That's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's going to be a mixed success, which means that
It
It's
costs
going-
me something.
I think it costs you your tail.
Okay. Honestly, I was thinking something along those lines.
I was going to say the plan that I had been doing was basically just like, if he was close to the edge, just have like Gustav there and just yoink.
I mean, this bridge is not. It's above the water, my friend. I don't think Gustav would have to have a pretty mighty leap to be able to do that.
So I have an idea for that. I run out.
Maybe
jump
we
off
can
the bridge.
Maybe we can help.
They grab me by the tail. I'm not gonna. I take out my knife and cut my tail off to escape.
Could we?
Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't lost my tail already.
If we were to help to make that higher success, could we prevent that from being the cost?
Oh, you could.
I've got exhaustion to spare. Gustav might have exhaustion to spare.
Yep.
I am just having trouble seeing what else you could do to.
I can see a few things.
I mean, I am kind of like monitoring the situation. I'm not near the statue. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a free agent here.
Through a rock.
I do
if
have
nothing else,
Daredevil.
it's
That's what I was. That's what I was
So
thinking.
I
Is
do have
basically
2 boxes of decay with luck armor.
I was thinking sort of the throw a rock, or more correctly, sling a rock.
Pocket sand. Nah.
I don't know.
It's a bit of a stretch. I'll give you that.
I'm willing to lose my tail.
All right, that's
Be pretty cool aesthetic.
yeah. I'll give you that.
It's just going to be one injury, basically.
Yeah.
Because it's still not whatever happens to Stralden 2 still has to go into effect.
And as I fall, I say, I do hope you see this through.
He will salute you as you fall.
I do the same.
What a weird psychopathic honor you guys have.
Yeah,
Marquis
Gustav's going to rescue Nail before he goes too far.
Did I accidentally describe the Marquisat in one sentence?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the I think it's specifically the situation of Aurelian has seen a lot of war and feels very strongly about his own men dying. And regardless of, the sort of distaste he has personally for the problems that Nail has caused, Johann was still one of his soldiers. So I think it's the situation of I am sorry to be losing one of my men, but justice has to be done kind of thing.
Fair enough.
But yes, they're weird.
I'd imagine the same way of someone like to life in limb to put the same information despite the internal thing is each person between Stralden and with just between both of us are pretty much embodying our perspective sides. If I got the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That was a very Marquisate way to do this, and this is now the eerie way to do this.
Yes. So yes, Servius is on the ground moaning. He seems like he's trying to contact Minerva, trying to sort of shout out to her or get the guards or something. But you have the time to approach her.
He comes in, pulls the information out, and will give her that, and sort of say to her what is, and then he's pretty much going to await whatever
Mention Cassia.
punishment he is, because he did basically strike nobility.
Drop Cassia's name. Come on.
Yeah, I said he's going to say everything as he's sort of bowing and awaiting his punishment, for regardless of what he had to do.
Okay.
He would say Cassia's name and everything like that, but he's just sort of...
Minerva is going to pull out a pair of reading glasses and look over what you have brought her while Jacqueline kind of panics. Because on one side, she just watched one of the people she saw earlier talking with Aurelian and then jump off the bridge. And now she's turned to see, like, she heard you punching Minerva's personal scribe. And this is all seeming to be very not according to any plan.
Yeah, but he's staying put, like, regardless of anything, and he does not look like an eerie soldier either. Just a bird. Just a bird in armor. Yeah.
The guards do eventually sort of approach you, and he
does not resist.
Yeah. And Servius eventually gets up and approaches Minerva and begins to say, "My lady, this ruffian has decided to..." And Minerva simply raises a wing and cuts him off before rising herself and putting the paperwork into, or actually just gently setting the paperwork on the table in front of her before approaching you and saying, "Cassia sent you."
He will nod, yes.
And the information provided is, to the best of your knowledge, accurate, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, my lady. He would actually correct himself.
Disappointing. Guards, and some of the other guards stand to attention. Place my scribe under house arrest for the time being. To which Servius starts objecting very loudly before Minerva glares
What?
at him.
One could describe it as squawking almost.
Yes, one could describe it as squawking. Before Minerva gives him a glare that silences him completely, and approaches, saying in a very, very quiet voice that basically only you can hear, Stralden.
Mm-hmm.
If I find out this is correct, Servius, the Petronius family is going to be removed from our history.
Oh shit! Like that's no history involved. That's
No,
basically
he's pretty much aware of what this entails. Like, he's going to nod and just, again, quietly reply, "As you will, my lady."
Well, I thought that was directed at Servius.
Oh yeah, that was
It
directed to
is.
Servius, not.
Oh, I'm
Stralden.
sorry.
Yeah, this was directed at Servius, not at Stralden.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Stralden could hear it because she said it very quietly, close.
Oh, okay.
She turns to you and goes, "Unfortunately, as much as grateful as I am that you provided us with this information, we will have to examine things. And for the time being, I'm afraid we will also have to keep you in our purview."
I surrendered my guard. I will surrender myself peacefully and without issue. Thank you for hearing me, my lady.
She will bow and then turn to Aurelian, who is approaching. And the two of them look each other over and say, "It seems that we have run into more problems than anticipated." "Yes, I'm afraid that not everyone was as interested in this as..." Jacqueline gets up and goes, "But we can work out something, right?" The two leaders look towards the sheriff and very slowly nod. And Jacqueline lets out the biggest sigh of relief you have seen, Stralden.
He's smiling despite pretty much they've not actually had the guards or move him yet, have they?
No.
So he's basically just smiling and will not move until they come to get him, or she asks him to move respectively.
Yes. So I think with that, Winged Cat, are we anything else we want to toss in?
One more challenge.
Mhm.
You see,
First, I'd like to do something. real
Servius
quick.
removed, and then the corresponding.
Wait. Azure wanted to do something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, get out of the water, head up to Angela and say,
No.
that was a spectacular
Azure,
event."
you're still in
Yeah,
the water,
sorry.
and this is important for
Okay.
this.
All right.
As Servius is removed from the bridge, and the corresponding lieutenant on the Marcusite side, yeah. So Nail is in the water under the bridge, right?
with
Mhm.
Gustav.
Right. You've seen enough. Do you know what a lit fuse is like? Guess what you see two of right now
Oh,
on either
dear.
side under the bridge. And you're the only two who can see this right now.
I
Uh-oh.
yell out a warning.
Maybe you
I'm
can-
going to try and stop the fuses.
If they're on opposite sides of the bridge, you
Both go to
yeah.
one.
Yeah, both go to one.
Meanwhile, you're yelling out the alarm.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, evacuate the bridge.
Yeah, there is a bit of a panic on the bridge, and
As is just I'll say my role later.
this is going to be a wreck something. Although I will allow finesse as well.
I was gonna say I just picked up give and take, so I can use wreck.
Oh yeah,
mechanism
this is the
in
give
this
and take
case.
applies.
Yeah, and it's with cunning rather than might, which means yeah.
Let's see a couple rolls.
Yeah. If only I could use arsonist. But no, that would make
this would
things
be-
worse.
This would be the wrong time.
Fuck.
Yep.
It's
Hmm.
8.
Okay, those are names for the previous rules, so we're still waiting for the rules to diffuse these, right?
No, my roll was the
is-
diffuse roll.
Yep, that 8 is the diffuse.
Could I roll to quick shot the fuse off with a crossbow?
I'll allow it.
Hell yeah.
That is rad.
All right. So let's see. Choose one. Which one would work best for this?
Let's see. For
Probably for quick shot.
yeah.
I think you keep your target at bay, they don't move is a pretty good way to describe a fuse stopping.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you want.
It's basically we're just looking for a hit anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that is a hit, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a hit.
Cool. All right. So, yes, the fuse that you are taking care of drops. The arrow does plunk into some gunpowder, with the part of the crate of gunpowder, which begins leaking into the river. I think. Man, I'm trying to think because the way give and take works is that you wreck it, but you discover something new about the mechanism, an unexpected aspect. You cause an unforeseen consequence.
Right, and
There's
then
always
unforeseen
having
consequence. The logical one is, the Woodland Alliance's blast amplifiers were already in place, and so without detonating the main charge, you do detonate the blast amplifiers, which, not being nearly enough to wreck the bridge, just cause a lot of explosions next to the people evacuating the bridge.
Well, it's a good thing those are shaped, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of the best sort of consequences of this, aside from, what was directly said. I think with the shape charges going off and causing some amount of damage, but not actually bridge. Obviously, some people get injured. I don't think anyone died. So I think, as far as that's concerned, you have done your job.
And it's very obvious
maybe Gustav takes some injury there.
I think, with how close you probably were, I think.
Yeah, one injury if you were close to the blast.
Well, there goes that wig from the disguise kit.
Yeah, it's
Farewell,
very obvious that these
Mohawk.
blast
I
amplifiers
miss
were
you.
intended to take the blast that would have destroyed the bridge and blow up a bunch of the buildings around it, too.
The goal was cause casualties outside of the meeting place to really get everyone riled up.
Ugh. Oh, yeah, so to get some of the civilians angered, too, about the...
Yep.
That was the point.
Oh, wow. Screw the Woodland Alliance.
Screw Alex's Woodland Alliance.
Yeah.
The one Alex's Woodland Alliance. There's the other one that's trying to do the better path with them.
Wow.
Actually, no, this was both Alex's.
Yeah, this was...
Okay, if it was
both
both, then oof.
One was confident, one was not. They were both still complicit.
Yeah. So this is both still their idea. It's just one of them. One of them is less happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's most of the adventure, so we skip to the epilogue the next morning then?
Well, I got out of the water and say that was a spectacular show, Angelo. Great job.
Angelo currently being carried away in cuffs.
Yeah.
Yes, Angelo will say, thank you, my friend, but next time we really must...
Must what?
Collaborate.
Yes, it was a shame I couldn't be there.
Yes, this time...
Mint's just watching from a roof, just wiping his brow, just like, oh...
Yep. Angelo, I think worth noting, Angelo being carried by both Erie and Marcusat soldiers who are unsure of where to take him.
And the sheriff's just like, I've got a place.
Yeah, it's like they both clearly agree. Well, we both need, but
Yeah.
he can't be in both places.
Just
This was
as
taken- This was taken to jail. Which jail? The local one.
United.
Just that with your wig. A
Bringing
disguise.
people together.
Angelo. Hey, the statue was called Peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Mayhaps Angelo was the smartest of us all.
All right.
Sure.
So the next morning, you were assembled at the bank, overseeing within sight of the ceremony.
I'll be. I think this is probably going to be a few days, just because Stralden will be, imprisoned until they can verify all the information.
Yeah, because he did surrender himself as well.
I think this is going to be like 2, maybe 3 days later.
Okay. 2 or 3 days. Then the peace talks have gone off. They repurposed the gunpowder to be fireworks for the ceremony.
that's sure. I'm not sure that's.
Was Angelo involved?
Not this time.
Do fireworks go off gunpowder or?
Yeah, they do.
These
can,
do.
yeah.
Okay.
Fireworks, actually, yeah, do. They use a more grainy gunpowder, but
Yeah, it's a matter of the other metal
Components inside it that affect the color. Like if you burn salt, it has a certain color. Burn copper, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Like copper burns, I think, green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copper burns green.
And there are other artists in town, so they were able to find others who could convert it.
There were reputable artists in town.
That got too close so many times.
So yes, I do believe you are brought back to Barrington once all of this has sort of calmed down. And,
We just I just pound my little fist on the table and I'm like, we just stopped. We just defused a time bomb, more or less, being set by 3 different factions. I want a bonus.
Yeah, I'd like some severance pay for my tail.
Oh,
ow.
Barrington nods, seemingly very much aware that, like, okay.
Cut off a bit there.
Barrington nods with the understanding of, yes, you went through a lot more than I anticipated. And he will say, very well, I will withdraw some money to ensure that you are properly paid for a job well done.
Thank you very much.
And yes, he will pay you properly. And then he is going to lean. And none of this came back to me, correct?
I don't think you even came up in the process of this, honestly. Well, the information broker up in, what's it called?
Cool water?
Cool Water probably knows, but he already has information on you anyway, so he already knew.
meanwhile, Gustav passes over a sketch of what the information broker looked like.
You see Barrington look at that and then sigh deeply, paw on face, and then he looks at you, Mint, and says, now, I understand that he probably already had information on. Did he find out I hired you?
He already knew that you hired us.
He did not.
I'm lying.
Oh, you are lying? Trick an NPC!
One more roll. Yep.
Boy. Well, here we go. 9. You can instead choose 1.
Okay.
Does he overreact?
Yes. Upon hearing that, he already knew about the situation. Barrington sighs, walks to the back of the room, opens a closet, reaches in, pulls out this very large coat, a very nice looking large coat that he seems to wear, that seems about his size. Puts it on, turns back, and says, "If you'll excuse me, I need to make a withdrawal."
Personally, I'd like to say I may not be the brightest tool in the drawer, but I know not to drop names.
Fantastic. I'll be sure to keep that in mind the next time I hire you.
I'm gonna be leaving Riverhop for a while after this.
Yeah, I'm not really the talky type. That's mint steel.
Are you trying to throw me under the bus?
Meanwhile, Gustav just reaches over and pinches both their mouths shut.
Stralden's just going to take a moment to bow after making sure to everyone's got the proper amount and say thank you for. I do hope you will consider employing us in the future. But I understand your places could be.
If you'll excuse me, I do believe I will need an escort leaving town. Would you four be willing to take a small payment in order to ensure my safe passage?
I nod and nod and nod and say no.
I'm fine with it.
As I said, seeing no disagreement on the matter, it seems
I
the
should
matter
probably
is...
get out
No,
of town.
I said no. I'm out.
Okay. I thought you were saying
I'm out.
you were... Okay.
I mean, that's
if he
fine.
wasn't-
I should probably get out of town anyway. So I'll go with them.
At this point, Mint, Barrington is going to approach you and put one of his very large paws on your shoulder. And he is going to lean in and take off the nose attachment that lets people think he is a badger and show he is in fact a bear.
I mean,
and he is going to say, "Let me rephrase. You will help me."
So I just like to, for clarification, when he puts his hand on his shoulder, it's really only like one or two fingers that fit. Yeah.
Yes, basically.
yeah. This is a creature that could pick me up and swallow me whole. Yes.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's not just a bear. You recognize his build. This
is a barbarian.
This is a barbarian who became a bank president.
Yeah, I accept the terms of this job. Yes.
Right. And side note, a barbarian who became a bank president because he could do more destruction this way.
Lovely.
So the pen was mightier than the sword?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That said, his axe is still pretty nasty.
So at this point, Gustav's gonna quickly put Mint in a sack and carry it over the shoulder like a hobo.
Hey.
Bummed.
Hey.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, no. I did not give you permission to do that. Good grief.
All right.
Very well, my compatriots. Let us be off. And I think with that, we have reached the end of the root game.
Yep.
All right.
Wow, that was intense.
Yeah.
I guess give me a moment to make sure this is on public sharing, and I'm going to give you all my character list now because there were a lot.
There were some characters we didn't get to.
There were a lot of characters we didn't get to.
Like Bishop and Rook, who run at Pawn Shop.
Ah, good one.
Mm-hmm. There were a lot of characters who I wish we had a chance to introduce, but oh well.
Oh god, Ichabod. Yeah.
Yep.
I immediately know what he is, just without even having to.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So there's the list and I'll put it in the stream chat too, I guess, for anyone who is interested. But yeah, like I said, I wrote 30 of these characters in a day.
Wow.
because I was just very inspired.
That was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun.
It was.
I look forward to the full book coming out next year.
Actually, so do I. Because some of the other ones were, and some of the types and all, like are really interesting. It sort of reminds me a little bit like a more RPG approach to Armello.
Yeah, which is something I've always wanted.
That definitely would be fun. I did back it as well, so it might be interesting to come back next year and try new characters in a new campaign.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the full
like the
list.
Zealot was interesting to me. That's one of the choices that they were working on.
Oh. Well, this is going to be fun. My Google search history now has a that's. Oh, I'm going on some kind of watch list.
I don't think they can get your search history from this document.
No, I'm just talking about in general. I just opened a new Google tab.
Honestly, that's kind of the DM's plight, unfortunately.
Sure is.
Yeah.
You got to research all the psychotic things that your players come up with.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose we should.
Yeah, you don't know half the things that Din and I were prepared for you guys to pull.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
like I said, we made a lot of characters.
Was this one of them?
So like Din and I spent an hour going back and forth about a certain eerie soldier we were thinking you'd come up with if you didn't have any other way to clue in as to the plot.
We've been talking about like various characters who could like clue you in as far as the double bomb sets, whether or not you would situations of whether you'd be able to interrupt the dinner or whether you would have to interrupt the actual setup process. Whether or not you'd be able to get like how you would get out of the situation with Alex. We've discussed a lot just for today.
Oh boy.
So,
I apologize in that I was probably as much of a hindrance as I was a boon.
I mean, I feel like that goes for half the party.
Do not apologize because that makes things fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play to the point.
Yeah, players playing unoptimally is generally more fun than just being like awesome all the time.
Part reason why I started going more Gustav is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a lot of fun though, and I'm really kind of pleased that it turned out that like the fact that we sent Stralden to do everything and the Nail to do the Marquisette thing meant that the way those like interactions resolved was very illustrative of how they do things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Spud, when you do the YouTube of this, can you make sure to put the link to this Google Doc in the description?
Yeah, I'll put it down there.
Thank you.
We should also probably still put up the Kickstarter link because of the stuff.
Yeah, that's already been in all the descriptions of these so far.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well, that was a lot of fun. I suppose we should do the usual outro stuffs.
Yeah, that'll be it. Thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/Newbiespud or spudventures.libsyn.com or Google Play or iTunes Podcasts, wherever you get your fine podcasts. We aim to live stream these games on Sundays around 2 p.m. Pacific, and keep in mind that daylight savings time just ended, at twitch.tv/Newbiespud. If you want to keep up with this and other projects I'm doing, you can follow me at Twitter at Newbiespud. And if you want to support my ability to produce more content like this with my friends, please support me at patreon.com/Newbiespud. See you next time with more of the Forgotten Ones.
Yep. And then after that, who knows?
Then some other new mini campaign in a weird system that we're going to try out for the first time, probably. That's kind of how we do things around here, and I like it. This has been a lot of... It's worked out really well so far, I think.
It has. Probably something I'm not going to be involved in, though, because I'm doing...
Yeah, you've been doing a locked in.
I think I need a break.
Yeah.
I could always try running something in the Star Wars stuff.
We shall see.
We'll discuss during the week.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Mhm.